court. Unse za law for lawyers omo vacation is a year omudi asem no unse na kojo ponkoma e de call ya and court able to go ye e na hanso so no say lawyer attachia e ko esenka court no entwentwen asem no so omo entu sheda court enfi into also omo to a cross examination so unse hono judge na ka kire adubu isa either so one na yire ba ba cross examination na say omo lawyer be ba be nti no ho nsem
we are see the onyonku danda makase se bi na duafie ko de sanfo kura yesusuma na ka ne mpai nti kwabena adu buahe nyame mboa wo enu bibia wo gina koto anope nyame so nye de emmoa na nyame nyie nyire mfiri isan ene amanem aha ena memedi mano AC
baby amensumi DC chronicle democrat mo na odi yera Paul Awintame Afoko kane NPP national chairman ya wo mo ho na de so wako asan bebi se woba na wo yedie woba no ne Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia abeya adwumaden pa se beya 2028 abato no NPP ebedimu enkonim na ode Mike Fraser ya wono na ye CEO Eda Goldfields ano ni nyina fa Goldfields wo mo renewal ne lease renewal ne honko ne ba no ene wode eto Ghana nim se Goldfields wo mu hia se asem no ye beka no pepepe nisi ebu ntanchia edigu wo mo eso treatment no ye mo mo fair treatment every Ghana ha it way ensem we no so no gold chronicle the bokate wode aba
medase aha ene adimusie come from Ghana Limited boy chidom KKP Prabo Yichidom boy chidom. Thanks to you, computer clinic boy chidom. If you didn't see it, still about for pet and it's one.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station.
I
On your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. Music is fit for the soul. Hot Digital Online is good for the young and the Tune it in. Turn it up. Hot Digital Online.
Jesus, Dimier, Sophie, Tamini, Mazicru, Azikunami, then Chamiaku, Boni, Azicru, and then what Jamuka, Jesus, Dimier, Sophie, Tamini, Mazicru.
Your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online. Turn it up. Hot Digital Online.
Jesus, Dimier, Sophie, Tamini, Mazicru, Azikunami, then Chamiaku, Boni, Azicru, and then what Jamuka, Jesus, Dimier, Sophie, Tamini, Mazicru.
What's new? What's hot? What's trending? The headlines, the updates, from sports to health, from current affairs to the conversations that matter. It's the Best Breakfast Show, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Hot Digital Online. Now on DAB. Turn it up. Hot Digital Online. Tune in to Hot Digital Online. Now on DAB. Now on DAB. Now on DAB. Now on DAB in London.
Shine
Past 8 o'clock this morning, Wednesday morning, fresh day, beautiful weather this morning. It was raining this morning and drizzling and and as we're moving on quickly to bring you the inside story and what we have achieved this morning. We're traveling from now till the destination time by 11 na Muso. We have a lot of news on our table this morning. There's going to be a lot of deliberations and other issues, matters arising. Very, very frantic effort this morning to achieve the aims and objectives. Exactly the time to bring everything back home again this morning. And in the meantime, on the sizzling breakfast show, all we need and love, we move on quickly to bring you some musical interview in the background. This is specifically from one of my favorites and the icon, Charles Kojo Fosudadi Lumba. You didn't know the introduction at all. May so rest in perfect peace one more time. Now, in the meantime, during the course of the day, it's going to be humid. Like I say, we are not be unity and chibia. And weather no mube shikakra. It's going to be humid today as we experience some little rainfall this morning. And moving on quickly, we bring you inside stories and we acknowledge our proud sponsors on the flip side. Now, more importantly, issues on board. We will have definitely bring you the breakdown and also the cognizance of the news. And in the meantime, we talk about usually the moment we all remain silent of issues that has been peddling on the social media platform this morning. In the meantime, in between time, KSM was one of my icons, and he's been alleged and he has been accused of some people saying he's on the government payroll. And the Ghanaians, starist and talk show host Kweku Sintimisa, popularly known as KSM, has rejected claims that his advocacy for the nation building is driven by financial benefit and then from the National Democratic Congress, NDC. Now, speaking on the show, the veteran broadcaster satirist said his effort to promote nation building are based on his personal commitment to the development of Ghana and not because he has been paid by the government. KSM was surprised that some of his colleagues whom he considered intelligent and well-educated, could attribute to his advocacy for financial inducement. Sometimes people don't understand. Those of us who are looking for nation building, people think that it is money issue. Let me take advantage and also clear this now, that there are people that I thought, and there are people that I thought were even more intelligent than me, people who are likely like my colleagues. If they are watching, I told them I would say this anyway. Who would say so? KSM said NDC has not given him anything, because I would have thought your education and your level of intelligence would also let you know that there are people who understand the sacrifice that we should make for this nation. According to Kweku Sinti Misa, nation building requires sacrifice, and he does not believe that the people who genuinely want to contribute to the Ghana's development should always be assumed to be acting for financial gain. He further dismissed suggesting that he and others who advocate for nation building are on the government payroll, questioning who will be paying them for their effort. I am glad I have the opportunity to throw this out there. Please, I am sure many of you know this, and that we are not here every day to suffer and talk about building the Ghana we want. So I'm not on payroll. God forbid that we are on payroll. Whose payroll? Who can't pay us? Please forgive. Please give us a little respect. In the KSM, I say some people are accusing him of being on government payroll because they were a critique to the NPP party, and then they have silence on what is happening. They are saying, they have the penchant to talk about the nation building rather than going for an inducement. Indeed, they have not been contracted by anybody. They are not on payroll. Let's listen to Kweku Sinti Misa in a short while.
Listen to this. Sometimes people don't understand those of us who are looking for nation building. People think it's a money issue. Let me take advantage and clear this now. There are people that I thought were even more intelligent than me. I'm going to drink a craft wine. People who are like my colleagues. If they are watching, I told them I'll say this anyway. Who will say, hey, KSM. They say, Chale, and this is my blog. That's the first time I heard that there's an expression called blog, which means they paid you, boom. And I said, coming from you, I'm very, very surprised. Because I would have thought, sir, your education and your level of intelligence will let you know that there are people who understand the sacrifice that they should make for this nation. And folks, the key word there is sacrifice. So trust me, when you are sacrificing, you are not begging for money. So I'm glad I have the opportunity to throw this out there. Please, and I'm sure many of you know this, that we are not here every day to suffer and talk about building Ghana because we are on payroll. In Twi they'll say in English they'll say God forbid. And the famous Nigerian word is tofiakwa. That we are on the payroll. Whose payroll? Who can pay us? Please give us just a little respect. I know most of you do, so I'm not talking to you. I'm sorry. I'm talking to the few ones out there who think that Charlie, please, nothing of that sort has happened, and nothing of that sort will ever happen. Trust me, when we do this, my producer, I call him Yes Boss. Dynamic young man. This guy, one day I'll tell the history of this show. He was radio when you visa or call Canada. And I said, yes, well, so I go to Canada. So, Charlie, what am I doing in Ghana? Long ago there, before the change happened. And then one day he came and said, but boss, people say you used to be doing some show called Talk Shop, man. But now, why don't you revamp it? Let's put it on air, blah, 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 blah. So, folks, I won't lie. All the credit for what I'll do goes to that small boy. He's like my cat ball, small boy. You know, he says, no, boss, let's concentrate on this. Now, let me tell you this, folks. He didn't go to Canada. He says he'd rather stay here. Let's work together and build. And he's very, very confident that something will come out of this. So, folks, I just want to dispel that before I continue. So we don't come here every 3 times a week to beg, nation building, because somebody's getting some salary. From the where? From the where? Let me not go into other things, but let me assure you, folks, that has never been the agenda.
This morning, Charity AJ all the way in Northampton and in Canopy. In the meantime, in between time, the new Patriotic Party chairman, chairman and the NPP chairman, and who happen to be the aspirants of the national chairmanship race. This time, I withdraw from the race. Chairman Wuntumi, who has been languishing in jail. Now, Bernard Ejudu popular chairman Wuntumi has withdrawn from the party's upcoming national executive elections, citing his personal circumstances and the need to protect the party from further burden. In a statement on the August 2024, 2026, August 24th, 2026, Boesaku said the decision followed many nights of prayer, sober reflection, and consultation with his family, legal team, the party elders, campaign team, and trusted supporters. There are months in the life of a man when the heart wants to continue, but the duty demands sacrifice. Moments when one must quietly set aside personal ambition, not because of dream has died, but because of the family he loves and must not be made to carry his burden. He said, "Today I find myself in such a painful moment." He said he had concluded that his current circumstances should not become an additional burden on the NPP, particularly as the party works to rebuild following its defeat. After many nights of prayer, sober reflection, and consultation with my family, legal team, the party elders, campaign team, and trusted supporters, I have come to the difficult conclusion that my present circumstances must not become an additional burden of the new Patriotic Party. He added that the decision was not what he wanted, but was necessary to protect the party and consider his home. This is not the decision my heart desires, but sometimes true love requires us to also release what we deeply want in order to protect what we love even more. Boesiaku pointed out his years of service to the party For many years, I have served the NPP with everything within me. I have walked through the hard and the rain, traveled to the remotest communities, and stood with grassroots in both victory and defeat. He said the NPP is not merely a political party to me. It is my life, it is my home, and it's a cause to which I have dedicated a significant part of my life. He said his personal circumstances and ambition could not be allowed to distract the party from its rebuilding effort. This is why I cannot allow my present situation or personal ambition to distract the party from the difficult work of rebuilding. I cannot ask the party to carry out weight when it is already carrying the pain of defeat and also the enormous responsibility of preparing for the battle ahead. He said, I would rather carry this pain quietly than allow the party I love to suffer because of me. He acknowledged the impact of the decision on his supporters nationwide. To my Themin supporters across all 16 regions, I know this message will hurt. I know many of you will read it with tears in your eyes because I understand the sacrifices you have made for this journey. Buesaku withdrawal reduces the field of aspirant for the NPP national chairmanship position. The remaining candidates are Paul Afoku, John Boedu, Boache Jaku, and Sami Krab. And Buesaku Untumi, who is in jail for now, has withdrawn from the contest earlier on. Some party faithful went to build for his chairmanship as he's still languishing in jail, but he has realized that it is forfeiture of the party's constitutional provisions, because in the meantime, the party under Article 3 will not allow somebody who has been criminalized or has been put in behind bars for such offensive conduct that has been leveled against him, and that he is also serving his jail term, could also turn around and ask his supporters to go and pick a form for him to contest, because it is like an invalidation of his candidature. So he has withdrawn from that, and that one too. Yesterday we were talking about something quite important, and we do need to do a little legal education about parking the court. Now in the US of A, back in the year 1937, there's a historical event that took place. Now, I'll just do this randomly and then quickly we'll pause for a reflection and then we'll bring in something quite different, because I just want to conscientize people about the word parking the court. Now, parking the court means that changing the numbers or the composition of judges on a high court, such as the U.S. Supreme Court, has to label it that the governing party can appoint loyalists and secure favorable legal rulings. The meaning of parking the court definition is adding that seat to a judicial bench or manipulating appointment norms to shift the court's ideological and political balance. Mechanism in the US says that the Constitution does not fix the number of Supreme Court justices. Meanwhile, Congress can alter the seats of court by passing a normal federal laws. Historical example is that President Franklin D. Roosevelt proposed the Judicial Procedure Reform Bill in 1937 in his court parking plan to add up to 6 new judges or justices after the existing court struck down by the New Deal economic program. The plan failed due to heavy political backlash. So let's listen to that one. A plan failed due to a political backlash. So when a party in power will pack a court to favor that particular party, it is something that you can not quantify, because we have people with different connotations and different mindset of judges who have also the learned judges who have their own integrity to protect. So when you put them there, the ramifications of a court packing, let's listen to it. Ramification, the impediment that can cause is that loss of public trust. It destroys the public perception of the judicial as a neutral, non-partisan arbiter of the law, reducing it to an extension of a legislature. Now, tit for tat escalation, when we talk about parking the court, when another party assumes power. Once one political party expands the court, the opposing party will likely retaliate and add even more seats. When the party gain power. So it tells you that immediately there's a mindset of parking the court will favor a party that has been assumed power. Definitely the opposing party or the party in opposition, immediately they gain power, they will also do it extra mile, and it will not be jeered and also put up a good signal to the country's economy. So that is why I said that the collapse of checks and balance, a compromised court can no longer effectively check executives or legislative overreach, degrading democratic accountability and the rule of law. Explore a critical analysis on the risk from the issues, especially when the party think that if I pack the court, everything will be in my favor and everything will be shielded. The opposing party will make much noise to succumb what is happening because it does not help the system. So in 1937, the President Franklin D. Roosevelt proposed the Judicial Procedure Reform Bill of 1937 that he has the penchant to pack the court to favor him. Now, due to a lot of backlash, that agenda failed due to political backlash. The agenda failed. So when you think that you have the motion or you have the notion to pack a court, definitely it will become an albatross. It will be a danger to spill the doom of our nation. So that is why I said, you can do that, but quote unquote, it might have a different dimension. So people should not have that when the court is packed in favor of a political party or a president who has given that mandate. The opposing party will definitely give some kind of distorted agenda, and that agenda will make sure that it will have a bad signal. By you giving that penchant or having the penchant to promote judges to favor you, it will never work, because in the meantime, the judges have the integrity to protect. They have the ecstasy of evaluating their ethical standard as lawyers and judges. So then sometimes they can do a little thing to favor you, but they cannot do it at all times. So give time some time. That is where it matters most. So people should know that tit for tat escalation one more time in 1937 when President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who initiated that process, was unconstitutionally doing a bill to favor him to pack the court, but it backfired. And let us not dwell so much in that, and then we should keep still trying to also test the law. When you have the notion that a court has been packed, you definitely have to go and exercise your franchise. And it's better that way. Let's move on quickly. Now, in the meantime, in between time, we have a lot more on our table this morning as we're moving on quickly. And issue on board. And check. Now, we will acknowledge our proud sponsors. When we come back, we have more on our table. So let's quickly give the credence to Unity Link Financial Services Limited. I'm a proud sponsor. No pay.
We are so dear. Ebinum ohwa efutu ntimi omo. Ensohwe entimi omo. Aswodino 247. What was say yanum de enya adwuma biem. Ba me check akwa we grasa afa no.
Hello, Ochami.
Ojam, omunso wa na za odam.
Hey, what wa me o? E say me wo so. Some de Unity Link na me yusu. Intimate asem no why me wanwa.
Na dua no wa nya mo.
Me boy you. Enso enye obia.
Mr. Sabanis Kamania, opening wa ya ache Unity Link. Your office will UK, USA, Europe, Ghana, any baby. UK Financial Conduct Authority, and our license here. Any banks, any telcos I would win in a year. And Kobanda say, Ubasorianopa, na Unity Link a do hamo. Davi, so what is it called Ghana? That's the one for Unity Link anya. What the high risk of winning? Uzikano, a bet me akpeme. Unity Link aya Ghana in India. 30 years ni no punch. The animariano. Yan so can you any manager? Media me say, Abanis Kamania. Unity Link neko. Unity Link. Simple, secure, and fast.
Kwabna, mi hu wacho na wokosha hini.
Some of the mumpa kwent to UK, and I'm going to watch me and bio.
Ah, Entia and our fresh no.
Me company no omone Pinnacle Amofaba Education Services Limited. Our contract. Enti wo mu a omo ba be fa ye call me ekohia ade. Eni jesem ne se course bia opese okoye wo UK ana brotre be bia no. Omo de obe kontu 2 weeks. Omko kire niema bebre. Wanga Pinnacle bua won bebre no. Ebi ni bankers, digital marketing executives, students, public service professionals, media, oil and gas staff, businessmen, and KPA ka ho. Course bia opese okwa brotre koye no. Eya frɛ Pinnacle.
Hey, abrochire minya bia nka meko. Nanso ene connection man fo ye ya na agi usika di. Ti eno kra ma misuro.
Eno nti ena wasa one credible company bi te say Pinnacle Amofaba Education Services eye adwuma. Sir uti UK na wa setena resident permit. Na opese wotoa wo masua wonsem so. Wako bi de unko bi de omo beboa from foundation level, certificate, diploma, masters. Eni ne keka woni nyina omo beboa. Ye nuanom ye nurses ene doctors ne so ode wonko de bia. Opese wokotoa audition so anase ho sohwe no okotro wo UK a Pinnacle be yamo.
Na wo kan say sikasam so
sikasam ne kra de menua tumuda eda fom se boko. Ukodi be na wotwe anase na wotwe mienu a de obedi anopa ne awia baby a wo beda ni nyina Pinnacle afa hoka. Wo dia ne o plane ticket pe na wo betwa. Usua de awie nso e sando ko landing tour. Na eni jesem ne se every September yi ko nyina. Eno ane se Pinnacle sisan krofo ko to mo school so saa. Nti omo awie SS ene obi a okura diploma person ko 20 degree so ni nyina no Pinnacle ebetimi de nakọ.
Kom numbers mam na me de me ho kura premi.
Pinnacle numbers 079 471 52878 ebiom 079 471 52878. Wabo amrane say, let your education be your Pinnacle.
Limited. Wow! Quality accounting and tax services, and now officially recognized as one of the top 200 UK accountants in the 2016 Sunday Times list. Hooray! Come, let's do business and even save you more money. AJN and Co Limited. We are chartered certified accountants and business advisors. One of the finest in the country with quality professional services and excellent customer delivery. Our services include preparation of company and annual accounts, bookkeeping, self-assessment, payroll services, preparation of charity accounts, gift aid claim, tax planning, tax returns, business plans and advice, company registration, preparation of budgets, all kinds of mortgages and remortgaging. And now we are one-stop shop to arrange protection for general insurance, life cover, medical and health insurance, and income protection. We mean business. That is why we are now officially one of the top 200 accountants in the country. Papa. Yamaya budinya echese yaduma soeni. Entibra. Niyenya u tax returns. Eni wajuma hu sikasem nina emao. Na yebabwa u amuenya mortgage. Na ya ye insurance inshishaya efata wajuma eni wabusue nina. So big companies, small businesses, charities, sole traders, self-employed, shops and restaurants. Please call Let's Do Business on 0163 447 0495. That's 0163 447 0495 or 0788 307 7742. Our address is AJN and Co Limited, Equitable House, 10 Woolwich New Road, London, SE18 6AB. Visit www.ajnandco.co.uk. Now officially a Sunday Times Top 200 accounting company.
If he has evidence, he must place it before the public and the appropriate authorities. He cannot repeatedly threaten to expose a minority leader while withholding the facts. Public office is not a stage for innuendo, threats, and political drama. A chief executive who alleges criminal conduct against a parliamentary leader has a duty to support that allegation. Mr. Jemfi must disclose 1. What was allegedly demanded. 2. When and where the demand was made. 3. The person to whom the alleged demand was communicated. 4. The benefit allegedly sought by the minority leader. 5. Any messages, recordings, documents, or witnesses supporting the allegation. Then finally, whether the alleged conduct has been reported to any investigative authority. Either the minority leader attempted to extort the Gold Board CEO or he did not. Either Mr. Gyamfi has evidence or he does not. Both men owe the country the truth. Now we move on to Mr. Sammy Gyamfi, and we call upon him to produce his evidence. Mr. Sammy Gyamfi must also understand that such an allegation cannot remain a political weapon. If he has evidence, he must place it before the public and the appropriate authorities. He cannot repeatedly threaten to expose a minority leader while withholding the facts. Public office is not a stage for innuendo, threats, and political drama. A chief executive who alleges criminal conduct against a parliamentary leader has a duty to support that allegation. Mr. Gyamfi must disclose 1. What was allegedly demanded. 2. When and where the demand was made. 3. The person to whom the alleged demand was communicated. 4. The benefit allegedly sought by the minority leader. 5. Any messages, recordings, documents, or witnesses supporting the allegation. Then finally, whether the alleged conduct has been reported to any investigative authority.
And when they come into government, they are critical governance and policy issues. They go straight to
either the minority leader attempted to
extort and start doing politics. And when issues of national importance come, they don't look at it from a governance and a workability point of view. They go into politics and basically lambast and say all sorts of things. Then, a year down the line, they realize that they goofed, they did unnecessary politics, and they want to now have their cake and eat it too, right? Now, let me explain. The issue at Gold Board, you know, I will tell everybody I'm the authority on this matter, and I'll tell you why. Yes.
Because you were once MNC boss?
No, not that. When the gold for oil first came out, G4O, the issue, I was against it. I was against it from 2003. And you see...
That's a policy where the government was sending gold.
The domestic gold purchase program started off primarily with two things. Yes. 1, to buy gold and store at the Bank of Ghana as reserves. And 2, to buy gold and basically when we need commodities, instead of going to sell the gold, use the gold for butter. That was the primarily concept that came up from Dr. Baumia in the beginning. Now, there is an issue that the NDC have told their communicators, and even Sammy Gyamfi himself repeated it. The domestic gold purchase program, gold for oil, the buying of gold from PMMC, which is now Gold Board, did not start in 2021. It started in 2023. The reason I know is that there was a letter. When I first heard about this whole arrangement, I was against it because I'm in the energy space for 25 years. I know when it comes to petroleum products and gold, there can always be losses. So I wrote a letter to Bank of Ghana in January 2023. Bank of Ghana replied me in February 2023. I sent a copy of that letter to your producers, if they can put that on screen, and we can all look at a setting. I actually asked them a direct question, and producer, if you can put that letter on the screen. I asked and put the date.
You can't give instructions to my
producers. Oh, please, okay. So, Omaru, if you can instruct them to put the letter on screen, and I would like them to put the date the letter was written by Bank of Ghana and the question 3 of that.
Okay, you speak to it. If you have it there, you can.
Okay, I have it, but it would be nice if everybody could actually look at it. You see, the issue at stake is that I asked the Bank of Ghana in January 2023, in gold transactions, there can be losses because both commodities, right, the gold and the petroleum products fluctuates. And in so doing, there can be losses in the trade. And if that happens, who will be responsible for those losses? That was February 2023. Bank of Ghana replied and told me that they have measures in place to take care of any losses that would occur. And in fact, they've put measures in place that they don't see any losses coming up. No problem. Fast forward January 2025, the first accounts for Bank of Ghana in 2024 comes out. Because bear in mind, because the gold board was done only the G4O thing was done primarily partly in 2023 and full year 2024. The first time Bank of Ghana actually reported in their accounts the losses of gold for oil and the domestic gold purchase was in 2025. 2025 was the first. So when people say that, when you guys were there, when the MPP was in government, that loss issue only came up in the first quarter of 2025. And in Bank of Ghana's own admission, the losses occurred as a result of what? FX differential.
So 2024, so the loss, the 400 million for 2024 happened in 2025?
No. The accounts comes out in 2025.
Yes, so
the 400 million is for 2 years.
Yes.
Partly 2023 and partly in the whole of 2024. So that is when the accounts, the first time everybody talked about that was in first quarter of 2025.
Because that's when the report
But that's when the accounts, the Bank of Ghana accounts came out. And it's in the Bank of Ghana accounts when Dr. Siama was got, and he's the one who reported.
Powerful men and women in society. Almost all these people are strongly connected politically. Remember the report that went to Parliament saying that there was powerful MPs that were also participating. And Hamza made a point that linked it. These people need security to protect their concessions to what they have. They don't go to the police. They don't go to the Ghana Armed Forces. Where do they get the guns? Where do they get the power to protect that? They go to people. I don't know whether you understand the network. So if you can't go to the police, you can't go to the army, then you have to buy pump guns, you have to buy weapons for your own security to protect your concession. Now, these are men that you've now trained, armed to the teeth to protect your What happens when that concession closes? What do? They already have guns, they already know how to shoot, they know how to kill. What do? Secondly, if you are a powerful political exposed person, I would say, and you are contesting for parliament, and you have this concern, you have this men, it's not as if they are not switches, not like a switch you can just switch, okay, only take care of my galamsey, and no, they are going to be people, your people, they are going to protect you on the campaign platform, at the coalition centers. So I want you to see the link. So National Security Coordinator, yes, please, if you are serious about this, and if you want to do this, that is where you start. The blatant disregard and the naked and explicit way galamsey is done is the biggest threat to our internal security today, not political vigilantism. I'm just being honest. If you are serious about internal security and democracy in this country today, look no further than the galamsey site. We are told some of them are foreigners. We are told some of them, and they are all armed. They are all armed to the teeth. No, it's not as if after the galamsey assignment, they will simply walk to a police station and hand over the weapon, right? No. It's not as if when they get the money, everything, because then they get the money, they have to also protect themselves from other people. That underground of galamsey becomes the feed. So galamsey is not only killing us through our food, the galamsey is not only killing us through our fish, galamsey is not only killing us by destroying our rivers and forests, it's also directly killing us and to kill us through bullets. So that is what I'm saying, that Mr. National Security Coordinator, yes, he's my uncle. He's a silent man from Gulu. So, and also Hamza's in-law. So that's why he didn't say big like that. Please, there is a way to deal with this. Start somewhere. And the place to start is what? Is to try to retrieve these weapons from galamsey sites. If you don't do that, whatever you are saying becomes just mere rhetoric.
Mere rhetoric?
Mere rhetoric, because where would those guns go?
There's a question I asked that we're looking on, even the politically exposed persons, particularly when they're in the opposition, that's when they tend to, you know, and so when they come to power, then they try to mainstream them into national security. It's been going on for I think 1.5 decades now. Is it because there's a distrust in the national security establishment, particularly if they are in opposition or they feel that they are in these isolated, before we're coming in with these subjective matters of galamsey incidents?
There are two types, and I think we can understand type. One type is somebody contesting for parliament. He gets some boys around him to help him campaign. Most of these guys are there to make noise. Most of them are not armed, and we've seen that at political rallies, right? The person wins power, then helps these people to get the police service. That is, I don't want to say it's a normal, it's the normal, it's the routinized things. They still go to the police, they go to the training, they become formal agents of the state. Do you understand? There is that aspect. I'm not saying it is the right thing to do, but most young people see that as a route to get an allotment or it isn't to go into the police. That happens. And at the end of the day, the thing, let me say the good thing about that is that they come under a formal structured system. Yes. It doesn't matter which politicians send you to Ghana Police Service. You are going to respond to the chain, the command and structure.
Command and control.
It doesn't matter which politician took you to the Ghana Armed Forces. You're going to respond to the command and structure. So they can control you, and they're not going to give you a gun. You understand? That is there. So for me, that part, sometimes that is how some people, especially from poor places, people who don't have connections and networks, that may only become the only way by which they get into some of these services to take care of their families. I am not entirely against that, even though I wish that they would have to do that. My point then becomes, the reason is that when people are operating in the darkness, like these people operate in the open glare, we see them, right? You see that, or you can say that, okay, this way the guys running, following Mr. Sohoyene, these are his boys, he's helped them to their systems. So we know, we can make that. But the guys in the bush, we don't know them. The guys in the bush, we don't know. And those guys in the bush, their allegiance is not directly to the state. It's to the man and woman whose concession they are protecting. Do you understand that? It's to the man or woman who is there. And they also know that what they are doing is illegal and they are carrying deadly weapons. Precisely because of that toxic combination of illegality and weapons, we have to be worried. You asked a question earlier on. Now, come to the political parties, and we can go and talk about political violence that have been visited on a lot of politicians. We can talk about what happened to Sam George. We cannot talk about others. We can talk about the shootings. And recently, I think the latest one is what happened to Honorable Awakumsum during the
pepper spray incident.
Where she was knocked out, yes. We can talk about that. There is something that happens in all the incidents. It seems that members of the opposition parties are almost always the victims. In every incident that you can go back to and look at it, it seems members of the opposition or minority parties are almost always the victims. That raises a question. How come and why do we make opposition parties feel so, should I say, insecure or feel so difficult that they had to do this or they are always at the receiving end? Why? Again, to my uncle, the National Security Coordinator, this is one of the things you need to do. You need to then sit and say, how come that we make political parties, opposition political parties in our country, in this democracy, feel so unsafe and feel so insecure that they can't go to the state, that they have to look for alternative ways to try to protect themselves. Look, as I was talking about, yes, you can hear them. You can hear people vying for offices saying that, look, if you vote for me, I will help to protect your vote in the ballot box. I will help to provide security at the coalition centers. Why do they have to do that? Why do you make a political party or another political party feel that they lost the elections because they did not have security at the coalition center? When you push people to do this, then that is why I'm saying that we spend a lot of money, huge sums of money for elections. Our security agents have built capacity, or they should have built enough capacity to deal with elections. They also know the hotspots. So why do we still make opposition parties feel this vulnerable? Because I'm saying this because today you are in position, and today you are in government. If you are in government and you think that I don't care, I'm in power now, tomorrow you'll be in opposition. Yesterday, the NPP was in power. NDC was the one complaining, right? They were the one complaining about these things, about this stress and about this thing. If you laughed at their woes, today you are in their shoe. And the thing about bullets is, and the thing about violence is that it knows nobody. You can be sitting somewhere minding your own business, the bullet will find you, the violence will find you. So for me, let's not make political activities that violent. Sometimes look at when people are going for a demonstration and see how they dress, see how they try to get their own protection. It's like they are saying that where we are going, we are not safe and secure. So my point is that it should start early. That's the first thing I would say, first commandment to national security. Start today. Engage in the political parties. Start today by creating an environment that makes them trust you, that makes them believe in you, that makes them know that, look, we can afford to, for want of a better word, let our guard down and know that the state will protect us. Be there for everybody. If you start today and they begin to see that you are building confidence, these things will de-escalate.
Even the political parties who go around with all these...
That's what I'm saying. If they do it, look, recently, the NPP has conducted a lot of elections. The police have been there to do everything. Everything has been so secure. You've not seen or heard the NPP blame security for anything else. That's a good start. The NDC is yet to start. with their constituency and others. You will see that. Now, my point is that it's a good place. So the National Security Coordinator can set up a desk in his office specifically for political dialogue on critical national security violence. Let them, just like the IPAC meets intermittently, let these people meet. Both political parties can bring some people of high repute that they can meet. And you can then, in that case, you are creating not a back channel, not a window, but a front channel to the echelons of national security. To then say that if you have any concerns about any of the operatives, you can directly come to us. And I promise you, if the national security architecture begins to do that, then you are building confidence with the opposition parties. Then you are letting people know that we've got you. You don't need to try to get yourself. I think that is how we begin to de-escalate. When violence starts, it knows nobody. And we need to do everything possible to make sure that we create a political environment where we can jaw, we can compete with ideas, we can do anything better. At the end of the day, we can go and vote and go back home safely with no injuries.
So there you've spoken like a full political security expert. Kudos to you. Because there are a number of individuals who seem to agree with you. I see Ekwia Boateng, who says that what you're saying is true. Andy Agle also says the greatest national security in the country now is Galamsey, and the politicians are looking on, government is looking on, we're sitting on a time bomb. And that's where I have Mr. Intiamwa join us this morning. He goes by the name Kingsley Intiamwa. And
this year, I don't know I'm a young but young co-minister, may send Kamega to touch with my young Queen on the Casa DC first. And son, that original minister, the tries and Nakamia will be my friend, I'm in Casa. But unfortunately, do Sana Montuno. But no question, the kind of pressure a bunny personal, the two women now pressure. From the students, from the tutors, from everywhere, the community, everywhere. If you know, Master, or my main, so you know, Candy, Minister, what and penny for all the stakeholders will be at it. A bit one among our Korean minister, what ye, Nanso, ye can say, I don't know if they wouldn't say do better. May assure so by no minati. And Quadano a woman money. Yabas Romo. So committee no in the Juma, my report to my movie yache. Because I say 11th August, and I get a report to him. Ya tell basis every year, my obedient to me, excuse me. Excuse me, be any baby. What do you say? And the young community is a beer. A beer no more, and name may be so catacata, name may be so become a man. I say, I can't 1 year no cooperation. Dear man, ultra 1 year no. But any to my neck and yet machana. As soon as I get to my when she won't say.
I see. John Isaac Kantinka, secretary.
Now, so I didn't say a course. Demonstration can see a community in the Bayano.
We've not gotten to that point. It may sure say, Sabre de Crobo, he know a part of the committee now.
Yeah, no, a part, but or did it by then I will call you so no, say, oh, yeah, Kurumonji, you know, Tama me peer before the committee, no one to me, or excuse you, no, because now what's the way.
John, a poor anybody at the same time.
There be appointed different by dear different. Sabre winner, Nananum, by dear, you two by that woman need to cry. Into Byrano, Equidru, August Mua, and an anonymous edum by the end, you could man debate me do be to me, but I am for not you be any by the copim say, if it was a habosumi wimu. Nana at Sanasi, a man some 4 by Ren be a dear and son almost went to me a dibby.
All right, different. By Munaba.
By a monodia crowd, but I'm a yet but a bammono, Nana Muni Quans Mudibi. A bammono, woman didn't Quans Mudibi cry. All right, Nemum, air corner, by Renas, Abba air corner, and Nananus August and Muno Mutimi at Dibi. This Abbey, a yedi by Record, you Safa Shewaya, a full corner to me by Ray. All right, Mutibun Wama Mutimidibi. All right, it's our boss, Nana Frank at Yedi Binano, what do you mean? And then I'm saying,
that's Freseni.
Nana Freseni, and Afrankatia. All right, and Yamia Duma Quesia de Bena, a Statewachana, and Nana Oyadi Yasa Company, Crobo, 8 in a day.
All right, so John Isaac Kantinka, Secretary Crobo, Community Youth, correct? that's IP. So when you boss away. Well, I mean, a archipelago say you my money dear.
But Oman a selection of the band of pay. What's a mere crime by Nameka?
I don't tell you energy and you get to a move. John, one in the boat, John. What was it? But should you go more they go? Should the mama Kwane? Well, Hannah matches what you crack on to me, Yajuma, and some fun or two woody, which is Mfa. And this fire dean or Bianca and Aqua Sinechi, and a party, micro party card, and I'm in a Mako, and one and a Mecano, and then a unique chairman can say, this is a time when all man with chance, and my own sober collection, Tobo, be a Mranus number qua, a Biano Babefa, Banyan Nana Nipari Juma. Auto to Niaman every day now town hall. Now we did not tell now we say, and no one's a deputy energy minister. No, about this over to crowd concentrate Juma. Because yeah, my job Brante Oye and some 4 what do you say? Yansa be any. We be back with you where they are started. And some they started because of me and a buying a point to me. And I'm saying, yeah, they met me be a Magana to me your constituency. Matima Comutentem could be a 1 month and a be a Metamako and a baby. But every day we be a Tramachi. And I want you away, and I want you away, and world channel. Shanima Oye. Tie. It's in NDC National Executive, from chairman to the youth organizer. It's a one with the Ecoso.
And I dear call so I mean, who I mean, I say, on your NDC, no school, no a test.
No, a test. No, 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 by NDC. With the videos, baby, what bonting last year, and early this year. Was one of the NDC party, Funya, the one I joined that party leader. Tom Ben obey NDC near net, one back at your more school, no be a test con. Tom Ben and one school, no Nippon test con. You don't know Babacas as a way, and they are champion for one dumb constituency. Who's a quality baby by? So we pass Nippa, ya do conquer.
Fire because I'm saying,
that's almost stopping and some Funa Odin and Pinning Yashi, and you want to put some of the appointees on your point of also had MPs leave your consults the same time. I'm Henry and Dump and Penson, international officers of NDC. Yes, so money dear no boom. Fat Captain Honing example. Odins and Phone
West.
Odins and Phone. Time Pododo. Ade. What must say? Then you can say any point can be discussing, but they're drone. I know what they. You was sitting a MP. Yeah, you're pointing out NDC ni or your Juma Kama. One Namino can say, energy don't want to near one the boss here, Jumanadiketwa. Or more poor Jumapa. So I don't know that big jar quite at Tuama Branty or no fee baby, who better say imposter or Baby Shema Baby Henipa. I know a beck to say. It's about 200 years, 2 hours, but Henipa when you'll be
coordinator for the Bono area.
Okay.
Who also declared his support for John Boyd when John Boyd visited the region.
Oh, okay.
So there's been a split.
Yeah. But I'm not talking about one person, I'm talking about the machine.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I've seen a split.
This is a different
groups within the
Wontumi base or camp.
I've moved here.
I know what I'm talking about.
All right.
I know what I'm talking about. Right. You understand? I clearly know what I'm talking about. But you see, what does the New Patriotic Party need now? What the New Patriotic Party needs now is a group of leaders who would articulate an alternative to the NDC's program and who can demonstrate that if the New Patriotic Party manages to improve its chances, and right now the New Patriotic Party is in a very precarious situation, but it needs to prove that if it can change this situation, it can affect the lives of Ghanaians. We are talking here essentially about access to social services. We're talking about national infrastructure and so on. That's what the people of Ghana are looking for. You understand? And who best in this competition can do that? Is it Paul Afoko or is it Boache Jaku? Who can take hold of the party machinery and demonstrate that if this party were ever to gain power again, it will be able to address the housing needs of the population. It has a better program for increasing access to social services like education and health and so on. Who, in these circumstances, can come up and say that, look, our performance in the economy was not the best. But if we were to alter policy, we can achieve results which are better than the NDC. We can stabilize the city, We can lower inflation, and we can make that meaningful to the lives of people. Because, mind you, look, the workers of this country, they don't eat GDP. Okay? They don't eat inflation and so on. So inflation, GDP, and so on must be relevant to their standard of living. So if you have somebody in the New Patriotic Party, a leadership which can come and argue that yes, the NDC has done well, these figures are impressive and so on, but then we need to go a step further by making these figures relevant to the lives of the people and so on, and can sustain this argument with demonstrable, statistics, with demonstrable plans and so on, then the party will be in a better position than it is today. The question is the NPP going to get a leadership which will move away from the pedestrian posture that we are seeing today? Because some of the posture is very pedestrian, and I can expand if you want me. Some of the posture is very, very pedestrian.
I would want you to expand on the pedestrian posture after this break, I beg you. The pedestrian posture is extremely important. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Let's take this break.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
I don't insult, I speak to issues. And those aren't my words. They are the words of the man sitting across from me. And today, I'm going to test them. Because Ghanaian politics has become a place where a strong argument can quickly become a personal attack. Disagreement can become disrespect. And political communication can become entertainment. My guest is one of the NDC's most outspoken voices. And he's not exactly known for whispering when he has something to say. Yet, he insists there is a difference between speaking hard truth and insulting people. So we are going to find that line. We are also going beyond the sound bites. His new responsibility in the NDC, President Mahama's performance, the party's internal dynamics, the 2028 conversations, and what kind of political culture Ghana should be building. This is Raw with Roslyn. Now today, we are here at Community Spaces.
Standing by him, such that lions would have to come to his level. And so my Christian values is such that it is not a problem what you do to me and what you want to do to me. I've always believed that beyond what wrong one person may wish to do to me, there is a God that stands by me. And that God, if it can give up his son, Jesus Christ, for my sake, then that God will salvage me from anything that is not meant for me. So that is why I believe in the name Daniel. But beyond that, if you are a Christian or a Muslim, even if you serve the shrines, even in that realm, there are still principles there. You must uphold certain principles key to your relationship with human beings. And that society is not a free place. Society is a regimented place where principles prevail. And that if you are speaking to your parents, you don't say it anyhow. If we need something from our parents, we don't say it anyhow. And so, for me, I believe that I don't need to insult you to say the truth to you, but I'll also not lick your wounds.
You not lick the wounds?
No, I don't lick anybody's wounds.
So you're saying you're fearless?
I don't think I'm fearless, but I'm just that person who believes that hypocrisy is expensive.
Okay, so what's the difference between political attack and political insult?
Well, so for example, even if I want to say something that is insulting to you, I should show you respect. Okay, I would still say please. But if your lifestyle is one that I can call you a particular name, I'll still call you that name, but in a very nice way. Now, Baumia, for example, called His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who was a former president, his senior brother, incompetent.
Let me hold you on with that. You said Baumia.
Yeah.
However, he's also a former president.
His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud
Thank
Baumia.
you.
Yeah. No, he is my big brother.
Okay.
And so he called him incompetent. Was that an insult? No, it wasn't an insult. That was an expression of what he thought President Mahama was. It's allowed within politics. So, for example, recently somebody insulted His Excellency Baumia, insulted his wife and all of that. We got him arrested. Because I know certain people's argument is that, oh, NDC people, when they were in opposition, they used to insult. It's not a justification for continuation of that same behavior. It has to stop at a certain point. Nobody criticizes Nana Addo than I do, and I'm still criticizing him, and I still believe that he is very corrupt. His government has been very corrupt. That is what I feel of
What
his
is the difference between corrupt and incompetent? You are saying somebody's corrupt, but you think there's something wrong with somebody saying somebody
I just said that wasn't the problem.
Okay.
But for anybody to come and say, for example, that President Mahama has killed somebody, that I hear that President Mahama, excuse my language, and I can use some of the things that were said about President Mahama. And then when we do that, what are we teaching the younger generation? What are they learning from us? These days, you go home and your kid says, I saw Daddy on TV. What were you saying? And how does that impact our society? And that, how can I look at my colleague from the other side and use unprintable words? Equalization of foolishness doesn't depict wisdom. It just shows a continuation of, a foolish society. I believe that power and politics are mediums for social growth and impact. Anybody that uses power to destroy another is not wise. It's not wise. So the advantage that I have over somebody should be one that pulls others along. You don't use power to pull others backwards, because in the end, you will get there and realize that you are there alone. What's the point if you have all the cars and you have all the houses and you have all the treasures, but realize that nobody else can walk to the table to have a conversation with you where the person have developed to your level?
So what's the harshest thing you've ever said about an opponent that you still stand by?
I've said many things, and if my attention has been drawn to any, I'll take responsibility of same. I've always believed that President Akufo-Addo would have done better for the people of Ghana, because at the time, people felt that the younger generation had failed, 2016. So they needed some, more matured, some elderly group of people who we believe that were in their retirement age, they wouldn't steal money. Nana Addo will tell you that I am old, I wouldn't steal your money. If you look at the level at which the younger generation that President Akufo-Addo appointed misused state resources and the power they had, went fully after people's businesses. Some have died. And they tell the people of Ghana, you can go to hell. And all of that have happened. I spoke against it. I still stand by it. I feel that we will do better. I will use the same standard to measure my own government. It doesn't matter what it takes. If I have to say it, I'll say it. But I'll say it nicely.
Do you condemn people who actually insult?
I don't judge people. I don't judge people, but I express my opinion.
But I've never seen you condemn anybody in your party who has used insulting words,
so recently,
even on social media.
Recently, when I spoke against that, when Wontumi insulted President Mahama, I assured him that when we came to Ghana, we would take him on. Okay.
Wontumi is in opposition.
It doesn't matter.
I'm talking about your party.
There is an individual who insulted President Baumia. He has been taken to court. Criminality and stupidity have no political colors. I'm here. I'm an officer of the party, an officer of government. If I go and use the opportunity Mr. President have given me in a way that does not reflect the image, the objects of the government, I don't expect anybody to protect me.
Some people say Kelvin Taylor has spoken against, the ex-government.
Yeah.
And he's speaking on behalf of the NDC government. Now, back then, he used to speak and blast, the NDC government. And the NDC government was not happy. But ever since he started speaking on behalf of the NDC government and against Nanado's government, it seems the NDC has kept quiet. And for you, Mustafa Gbande, one who condemns that act, you haven't said anything about it.
You know, Calvin Taylor is not NDC. He does not speak for and on behalf of the NDC. Calvin Taylor is a freelancer who is not in the country. Number two, even me, he attacked me before. You remember a demonstration was at the Jubilee House. The people were there in the night. I had even traveled and came back, and then I had my officers calling me. So I went there and said, listen, because you are here, it could allow intruders to do whatever it is. So at a certain time, you would have to disperse. You cannot do a vigil in a security square. You know, he attacked me. He attacked many people. He attacked President Mahama and other people. Calvin Taylor came from the MPP. That is their stock. Okay? If Calvin Taylor were my friend, there were certain things he would do, and I'll tell him that it's not right. We are Ghanaian people.
Must the person be your friend before?
I don't have access to him.
You have social media.
No, I won't use social media to speak to anybody. He's not my party. I don't have responsibility of him. And you see, Rose, God did not create a free world. Everybody will have a responsibility to what we do. I have been given a responsibility by my bosses to take care of this party. We would continue to encourage our young people not to go overboard, not to use insults as a tool for politicking, that continuously, constructively speak to issues. Raise your voice so high that that voice, the echo within that voice, should be intellectuality and not insults.
Fantastic.
But insults doesn't build anything. If you have people who come on Facebook, right, and they call me a Teni Kwasia, a Teni Jimini, you know, but if you say I'm a nod because of that, I'm a fool. My brother is the one leading your political party. So go to Ashanti region, right? Most of the people who serve the Ashantis are not there. So if you say that a 10-year kwasia, you know, so certain statements that we make, I want to encourage my colleagues in the MPP not to rather look at a bad way of winning an election.
Most of us surprising, your colleagues in NPP, not your colleagues in all political parties?
You know, we are the two major political parties.
Yeah, so you could have said your colleagues in both
we are the
political
two
parties,
political parties.
I think at this point, both political parties err.
Look, there's a lady, I think CPP or PNC or whatever, it's a lady, a northern lady. He's always insulting President Mahama. I once reached out to him and said, listen, I don't think that what you are doing represents who Baumia is. Baumia is a gentleman who will not use an insult on anybody, even though I don't agree with his political style. And I've always said that he allowing Adwoa Safo, for example, to attack Kennedy Japan was a red line.
How did he allow that?
Because you knew that Adwoa Safo is Kennedy Japan's ex-husband, but they have children. I call it marriage. And so when you allow that, even if Adwoa was naive, you should say, no, 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 you can't do that. Because when the man is your opponent and his ex-wife is being used as an instrument against him, it's a red line politics.
Mustafa, you and I don't know whether he called her to his office to tell her she was wrong.
When we were
because
campaigning,
you are saying you don't go on social
when
media.
We were campaigning,
right? Yeah.
President Mahama is always on social media and listening to what we say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you hear your phone ring and you pick, say, Mr. President, I want to talk to you. What you said here was not right. There was one time that I made a statement.
So maybe he did. He called her.
No, but let that show. Let that show.
How?
Because you see, today as you speak, you know, when you put such level of me, I'm a man. If you use my wife against me, it's a red line. You don't do that in politics. We must have the safeguards in politics. There are certain lines that you don't cross. For example, you don't draw in somebody's private marriage, somebody's children in a political environment. I wouldn't do that to anybody in the MPP.
I think you're rushing to a conclusion just because you saw her do it. You and I, like you said, you have said it earlier, and I'm bringing you back to your words.
I didn't just
you
end
said
there.
You said that
Yeah.
you, as Mustafa Bande, when you have to chastise people for using wrong language,
chastising.
even speaking to them or
Yeah.
advising them because they use wrong language or insulting language on social media, you don't do it on social media. You call them,
Yes.
you speak to them.
I'm saying that
Like
Adwa Safu's own, I have called senior MPP members and said, listen, if Baumia proceeds to engineer the suspension of Kennedy, that is no longer politics, that is family war. Nobody should do it. The leadership within the MPP, out of wisdom, should know that you don't cross these lines. Baumia is spiritually wrong. Morally, he's wrong to have been the headmaster who sat down for this to happen. You see, so we must speak against this thing. And I'm saying that the leadership of my party, look, my general secretary, have had to, you will be summoned to FEC. The national chairman, one time I spoke on radio. You remember when I said Cutlass's MPP said they will beat people at polling station, the Cutlass comment. As soon as I finished, the first person that called me was my national chairman. He says, no, you have to go and retract. That is leadership. Leadership is also discipline. Any leadership that does not embody discipline is a collapsed one on arrival.
So are you saying that leadership should actually punish its communicators if they use insulting language?
Do not seek to exploit these nonsense behaviors. Because if your political party dominates with insults, then when wisdom and in a sense is speaking, nobody hears it. Because wisdom and knowledge are not loud, but they have stamina. When you use insults to dominate your conversation, it doesn't help anybody. And our government is saying that we need to sanitize the environment. When you go and make claims that somebody is a murderer, somebody have done this, somebody have done that, you should be willing to stand responsibility of it. I have heard people, human rights activists saying that, oh, under this government, we have arrested more TikTokers than.
So there's no democracy.
We are yet to arrest more.
You're going to arrest more?
Yes, if you go overboard, you'll be arrested. No human rights allow foolishness. No human rights environment should you speak beyond your limit, beyond your boundaries. And so I disagree vehemently with the people who feel we are not running a country where we are rated on the basis of the number of people who are arrested or the number of people who are not arrested. President Mahama has a singular responsibility to ensure an orderly society, a disciplined society. And Rose, let me tell you, I've had people trying to amend the constitution, people speaking about laws. Our laws are not a problem. The Ghanaian environment is very indisciplined. Public sector, same. Political environment, same. It's cutting across. And I've heard my Archbishop speak about it. For you to be given state money and to take a discretion that that money must be used on yourself other than its purpose is more dangerous than being a terrorist. Do you know the number of students, the number of youth, the number of Ghanaian people who get deprived if one government policy fails? And I have advocated that it's high time even the courts and the police take critical interest in conduct crimes, issues of indiscipline. We should get to the point where if you were a politician, the appetite to dip your hand to take a decision to divert state resources for personal benefit should come with a certain feeling of apprehension. That if you are caught, what you go through will not be nice. We should not allow ourselves to form clique society where individuals, depending upon which party you are, you help others to steal. And then when the others come, they protect you without at the expense of the Ghanaian people. Is what we should focus on.
What punishment should be given to these TikTokers who have insulted the president?
It's not about presidents. You see, the problem is that...
But they are the ones being arrested.
The problem is that I've just said that somebody insulted Baumia, President, His Excellency Baumia.
Yeah.
And when the police took that person on, because the MPP have developed an appetite of exploiting this bad behavior, they went to convince Baumia to write a statement and say that he's not standing by that. We don't need Baumia, President Baumia, to decide on what is wrong or what is right.
You just prophesied, President Baumia. That's
he could become a president, but he's been used beyond repairs. We all know that.
Who used him?
Nanado's brothers. They used him beyond repairs.
Okay, I don't want to go there.
So we can go there another time.
Another time.
But when we did that, he came up to say that, oh, he is deassociating himself. Collectively, we should be championing a disciplined society. So when one party is saying that we are becoming parents, let's sanitize our system, and you sit home and you are exploiting that, what kind of leader are you? Do you want to raise your children to be insulting adults? Do you want to take your child to the university to finish when he's being mentored as a young politician? His mentee experience should be as a result of insulting statements, using statements that cannot be used in the house. So what kind of, are you proud of that? Will you be proud of your child?
What happens after the arrest, Mustafa?
They should be prosecuted. And if Mustafa goes and make a reckless statement, I expect the police to arrest me.
All right, Mustafa, so I'll ask you first, what's your example of a reckless statement?
It's not palatable to be rehearsing what have been said before, but I'm just saying that we in the NDC are very conscious. You see, the Sami Gyamfi group who emerged, they've moved a lot of young people into the revolution of change. That change was not endangered through insult, was not instigated through insult. We mobilized young university graduates who believed in ideas and issues. One, people stated that officials within the Jubilee House were involved in illegal money. Was it true or not? Their own minister did a report indicting individuals within the Jubilee House. All right? Two, we've stated that they've collapsed people's businesses. Did they collapse businesses? Didn't they collapse banks? Did we not see a document that suggests that when they come into power, they were going to collapse certain individuals and their businesses just to ensure that certain group of people are empowered? Is it true or not? It happened. We said that there was no accountability in President Akufo-Addo's government. Is it true or not? When they told you that they were constructing roads, they were building schools, they were building dams, they were building factories, and took money, loans for it, did they build the schools? Did they construct the roads? They did not. They chopped the money.
But they said they constructed more roads than any
Where
other
did they construct the roads? And so that's the problem. When the police and the investigative bodies now call these people, come and show us where you have constructed the road, you took money for this. Where did you put the money? They term that as democracy under attack.
All right.
And you think that makes sense?
So I just want to ask you this question. Would you support a formal code of conduct that could, actually sanction politicians, especially senior politicians, who use abusive political communicators?
The formal code of conduct is a duplication of effort. All of us, we have parents. That should be enough of a benchmark that what I'm going to say, my children are watching TV, our children are on social media. What will they think of me? What I'm going to say? Would I be happy that tomorrow I will see that person who I'm talking about and expect that there should be a relationship? I am a relationship person. I'm not a political animal. I'm a relationship-oriented person. So in everything that I do, relationship matters to me than anything. I wouldn't say what bends the bridges, right? So that is a benchmark. That because all of us were raised under a certain culture, no culture in this country promotes insult. So where did you learn that from? If really you want to be seen, and in our school days, people who joined political parties and were doing student politics were seen as the smart, brilliant ones. How did we come by adopting, excuse my language, foolishness as within our political space where we are not speaking to issues? We don't
the news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
Become the safeguards where we rein in our members who go overboard. But our brother says that, when NDC was in opposition, some individuals among them were insulting. So as for us, we'll be insulting. Mahama Oyojai, Mahama Oyojai. How does that demonstrate that you were actually brought up properly? How does that show that saying Mahama Yudai makes your political party attractive. It only shows that it's a society of indisciplined people. Okay. And if you did that and you are from the NDC, we will put you to.
You said it in opposition that, when you come to power, you make sure that Shemawun to me is arrested and all. And everybody is saying that as of now, Mr. Fagbami, that Shemawun to me is in jail because of the insults that he did with regards to President Mahama.
Look, did the insults hold Shemawun to me to go and do mining? Look, when they were doing transition, we actually arrested Wuntumi's trucks carrying explosive buried in sand. All these things we have. Some of the things we have over Wuntumi, if you want to talk about it, he will rot in jail.
Repeat what you just said. You arrested a car.
Trucks of Wuntumi's quarry carrying explosives buried in sand.
Really?
This was at the time that we were still crying over the Apiate explosion. All right? Number two, how did Wuntumi, through the insults, migrate him to go to Eximbank, take a loan that he's going to farm, and chop the money? We haven't finished that one. Cocoa Board. When the MPP chairman in Ashanti region organized demonstrations, counting the number of contracts Wuntumi took and took money for without executing, was that President insults against President Mahama? So I am very loud, okay? I have had to promise my godfathers. My godfathers are not politicians. I don't have any politician as my godfather. I've had to go and promise them that coming into politics, I will come clean. I'm not saying I'm very perfect, but there will not be any day that my name will be called in a scandal, that I have insubordinated their training, what privileges they gave me, to go and have appetite for buying cars and houses, so therefore I'll steal state funds. I won't do it. They are my benchmarks. So even if there's a change of government and you arrest me, some of them have been threatening that, when there's a change of government, they will arrest me. Why? The jail is made for human beings, but there's a judge that will show and will prove my guilt. You see, so Wuntumi just was reckless in politics.
So it's not just the language.
That is reckless. When you take state money, that you are going to do A, B, C, D, and you don't do it, and without remembering that there's a law that will hold you accountable, the English description of it is recklessness. Okay? You go into mining. President Akufo-Addo put up a law to allow you to go and mine the forest reserve. You take a concession, and then you refuse to adhere to the laws. And when the law is dealing with you, you have a group of people who are even lawyers, who are educated, and who are saying to me, he's a political, he's a politician. He's a politician in jail. So you can give him any name at all, but he's in jail for his crime.
Okay. So,
all right?
So for you, Wuntumi is guilty.
I am even praying for compounding of jail terms, because every single crime he has committed, the court must look into it. If he is guilty, they should compound the number of years he's supposed to be in jail. If that singular act will stop any other politician, be it NDC or MPP, from behaving like Wuntumi, I think we'll have a good society.
Do you have a personal vendetta against Wuntumi?
I have personal vendetta against young people who are growing and decide that we take this country for granted. If you are NDC or you are MPP, you are just like Wuntumi.
Wow.
We must get to a point where this country becomes a priority to all of us.
No mercy?
You've seen mercy. God didn't create a free society. God is a God of mercy. He's also a God of justice. And in the interest of justice, on behalf of people who are less privileged, the silent majority, we have a president who is so meek and who is so magnanimous. You've seen President Mahama and his traits. Those traits transform some of us to be calm, such that even if you want to go and misbehave, you are careful how you have to go and stand in front of the president with his demeanor to explain yourself and your stupidity. You wouldn't do it. Okay, so these individuals are individuals we should all learn from. You've heard many people, including those in opposition, say, President Mahama is a nice human being. And I know that he doesn't even have what it takes to kill a fly. it does not mean that you take him for granted. He is such an intelligent man who understands social difficulties and that he gives people an opportunity. It doesn't mean you should take him for granted. So if President Mahama has given you an appointment and for you, your vision and your mission is to steal, when you are arrested, Mustafa won't go there.
Will you support an arrest of the NDC if the MPP comes to power?
Rose, our party is not a conduit for commission of crimes. The party NDC is a party rooted in principles and values. We are not a perfect political party, but we are a party that will uphold those values which have been transferred onto us by those who have died behind us, and will not insubordinate same. So President Mahama is holding everybody's belt in this government. He wouldn't allow what has happened in 2016 to occur again, and we support him to do that. So you have people grappling. You may not like the finance minister.
The current finance minister?
Yes.
Okay.
But I am fully in support of the model that he is implementing as far as sealing the loopholes in this country is concerned. There was too much avenue for corruption, too many loopholes. And then I believe that I want to be rich. I don't want to be poor. But by the time I get rich, it should be as a result of my suffering and my willing to sweat, not because I take some advantage of a political party, get into political office, take advantage of the place, and then Ghanaians are suffering. So we support what the finance minister is doing without any suspicion. If it is done in a clean heart, that he must tighten the belts and the corners so that money meant for this country can.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
We are retaining. I'm not in the finance sector, but I do know that since we...
It's 54 minutes past 9 o'clock this morning. Very lengthy interview from Roslyn Feli of the GH1 TV with Mustafa Bandi. Now, we heard it all. Mustafa Bandi has explicitly made out his point, talking about insults. He has made certain issues, categorizing them from one state to another, making sure that insult is not something that will build the democracy we want. Now, Mustafa Gbandi, one more time, was termed to be a person who has also benefited from insult. He's been the party's apparatchik. Later on, he became the Deputy General Secretary of the party and now has been transformed to be part of the security apparatus at the Jubilee House. And Mustafa Gbandi has spoken very well, but it should transcend beyond the expectation and the way we think and thought. In the meantime, he was the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC that has stated the crime the current government has committed is not putting minority leader Afenyo Makin before the court. He was speaking to the media personality Roslyn Felly. Mustafa Gbandi said, based on what he knows about minority leader, he should have been arraigned before the court. The only crime that our government has committed is that we haven't put Afenyo Makin in court. From what I know of what and I know of him, and have also stated that I have stated before, and I don't blame him too much. Our colleagues who create comfort for him are the problem of this government. When Deputy General Secretary of the NDC was asked what he knows about minority leader, he answered so much. The host pushed Mustafa Gbandi to mention what he knows about the minority leader, which he believed that it should be also making him face the law, but also refused to give details. Mustafa Gbandi went on to calm that Afenyo Makin as a minority leader is enjoying more than all his colleagues in opposition, adding that he blames some of his colleagues in the NDC who have created the leverage for the minority leader. I am saying that the last time I said that no opposition member, and I repeat, no opposition member enjoys more than Afenyo Makin under his government. And I blame our colleagues who create those leverage. You see, and such a person should not be out there accusing anybody. And he has been categorizing issues and also alleging that Afenyo Makin has been enjoying that amnesty and freedom by some NDC people who give him the green light to make sure he can criticize it. But Mustafa Gbandi, let me tell you something. In politics, we have different connotations and different divergences of views. So if you believe that you want a democracy to be perfected, the perpetual democracy we want, it should not be by targeting your opponent and asking him not to criticize you, because in one breath, you have been quite incessantly, consistently criticizing all times. And you have even said it during the course of the interview that I have been criticizing. So when somebody criticizes your administration, it gives you that opprobrium, and that you should not be oblivious about what the person is saying. The point the person is trying to make is that your government promised the people of Ghana, and so there are certain things they need to question your government. So when they do so, you should not be angry about it. You should not be aggrieved about it, but you give a responsible answer rather than creating that avenue for people to see whether you are not a tolerant administration or something. Mustafa Gbandi, you have said a lot. You have made a lot of sense in your interview, but it should transcend by your posture and your doings. So this is the little advice as a brother I'll give you. In the meantime, let me quickly acknowledge my proud sponsors, those who are making it possible all the time, giving us more leverages and journey that we need to travel. In the meantime, we talk about Unity Link Financial Services Limited. They happen to be our proud sponsor. Now, mobile money to all major networks in Ghana, cash pick up to 18 banks and all rural banks, airtime top up is Unity Link Financial Services Limited. So the work hand in hand, make sure say you will be able to send money through the platforms, because they have encouraging us to download the apps and send more money without any ambiguity or shred of doubt. Now, Pinnacle Amofaba Education, let me constantly help Pinnacle and pay and then our Wales and so HRD. Into Pinnacle say September akwenya also betumi about degree. So when we talk about MBA courses, degree and foundation. So the foundation is you start from the scratch, whether you have a qualification or not. Pinnacle Amofaba Education will position you where you belong. Now, EU pre-settlement and indefinitely to remain better citizen. International courses, MBA, Project MGT MBA, and BSc MBA or BSc HRM, Business Law and IT, Tourism, Hospitality, Health and Social Care, degree and MBA. Student loans are required. Student grants, 2-day classes, evening and weekends available for MBA courses. Into Pinnacle Amofaba Education, so get ready for this September to get enrolled by the administration here, Pinnacle Education Service. For 079-471-52878 into Pinnacle Amofaba Education. Now, Sendwave Money Transfer. Sendwave Money Transfer have a very good news for you. Now, they are doing a promo from now to October, and you get a free £10 credit when you're able to subscribe and also download the apps at It May Be. And to download the Sendwave Money Transfer, use the promo code Hot Digital with capital letters, and the £10 bonus credit will be awarded to you for you to do your transaction. If you happen to be a first timer to join the family, then you are welcome to Sendwave Money Transfer. The promo ends 31st of October 2026. Sendwave Money Transfer with more love. And Opay happen to be one of our sponsors. AJN and Co Limited is our talking about the preparation of companies and charities, accounts for bookkeeping, self-assessment, especially for Uber drivers. AJN and Co Limited, ban mortgages and remortgages. One-stop shop to arrange for your general insurance or life cover, medical health insurance and protection, P45 and P60. And we are AJN and Co Limited on 016-344-70495 and 07883077742. And we are AJN and Co Limited and pay and so Ebo Chidom. In the meantime, in between time, now you're quitting man pay.
Madam for Julie, on any cook or more London. That is Julie, on a call peace from Chamberlains. Rase Bosra, the cool rule at the Panama, alongside not to my Utabuchi. Yeah, quiet. Julie, Bami, I can go.
Your favorite radio station, online.
Julie, Kwame Wakago, Masumo said.
I think I was saying, yeah, Jingo Michi and pay at my near for some papa or near Bushiana no pay. Father led vessel traveling tours worldwide, a ban of passport once and some special discounted British Airways fares. And to which me afraid near Francis Airwar, Finsbury Park over 57 Stratgate Road, Finsbury Park, London, November 4, 3 Echo Green on 0207 6193843. And 0793965611. And no, your father lives a traveling tours worldwide. And pay and so Ebo Chidom. Live in concert, Basso, Ewo UK, Abontisma, free. The Maestro Kujentry, and will be featuring Fred Mewe of Zobra Zob fame. Kwegunyami, the great band, Energy Jumediation Kwe Brown, 9 Broadway Road Green Highway. N22 6DS London. Kweku also Frimpong and Dafos will be MCs on the day. TQ will play you more music. 07728876027 07728876027 Kweku Nyame and the great band and pay Michichamo. DJ N Foods, about quality foods for you. We occasion be at a party and a wedding, any other occasions. Somebody also be for DJ and food, some more jollof fries, or between my chinchirinchi, abro wachi, any ice kinky, sobolo any ginger drink ni nano DJ Enfus betumi aye no dodo na abro enti from 075-070-86932 and 079-622-59421 enti anu ye DJ Enfus menka also say Akwesidai UK enso basuna Africa Help UK partners and the UK House of Chiefs and Queens in collaboration with the Ghana Tourism Authority GTA present Akwesidai the grand celebration of inclusive tourism, cultural heritage, and royal tradition. Now, working with the youth, support of inclusiveness, health, and education. His Majesty Otunfo Setutu II will be present at the moment. York Garden Community Center on the 34 Lavender Road, Wandsworth, London XW11 2 Union Gold. Time near 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the 30th of August 2026. Na Nana Hima Amonu Jimfua Debra also Ewo Hobby and Otunfo Setutu II. Official partners and sponsors of all and the label nti yenshen so Elho. Henry Adiem Minka also say Step Ahead Foods and so ban Ghanaian Unity Trua. Soft golden tropical bread, baked fresh, rich, and irresistible smooth, authentic banku perfectly prepared for your true home style experience. Na benya fantidokono, amo elebono, Step Ahead Foods, and a crunch plantain, and many more. Inti bring Ghana closer to you, one bite at a time. From 074-976-56309. or email admin@stepaheadfoods.uk 074-976-56309. Jumedia Sunkubi Baso and Health Expo. Na Restored Healthcare Community Outreach with a partnership with Guba Foundation Can and Rainbow Radio. Baso Ewo Asnafo Stadium on the 5th September Ewo Emirates Sports Stadium from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Community Health Wellness Festival, celebrating Ghanaian, African, and Caribbean health and well-being. Na free health screening, BP checks, sugar level, cholesterol, prostate cancer, and health talks and workshop, practical tips for you and the family. Live music and entertainment, great vibes all day long, delicious food. It's a big program. It is free. So you help your family, your community. Rhapsody apartment and so Ghana now open Airbnb. Maybe I wait me lodging for some few weeks be and a month be. Now you say Rhapsody apartment. The Rhapsody see and Kyle say and pay changing cheaper. Now you say Ghana na we buku prekope into bukua na omo ewo a year discounted packages at a reduced rate and does not include electricity. Inti bombody answer electricity no get like it be cable metal wire where they carry them. And I know the one over slot too. Inti I know a Rhapsody apartment. Omo North Legon, so peaceful lane, Ablo AJ Cox PQW plus MP for plus 233 5538 30229 and plus 44744 5311265 UK number plus 44744 5311265 2-year booking pet like I said Drew Ghana airport pickup $50 a night into Rhapsody Properties at yahoo.com. Now with me and one more free Wi-Fi any DSTV and I'm paying so silent night and so I will say Udru Kumasia a very large place Bano say uye bibi Titu say garden more big elegant garden, stylish event spaces, and I say executive boardroom and modern conference facility provide the perfect setting for beautiful wedding engagement and celebrations. And also we a conference be corporate retreats be and I say graduation party, family gathering, any memorable celebrations of all kind. And no a silent night guest house. Event center, peaceful retreat, Ewo, Esuyebo Kumasi, 15-minute drive from Prempeh International Airport. So whether you're traveling for business, enjoying a family holiday, and are visiting loved ones or simply looking for a relaxing getaway, a silent night guest house, and pay, and we see Nyani Titu or delicious foods, several kama. From 054 094 2916 and at 079 304 21495. A silent night Kumasi at gmail.com. And the Akwa Nimna Mekao say ENJ Handyman, a carpentry, west door fixing, and hanging fixing of kitchen wardrobes and wooden floors. And know your ENJ Handyman on 07432402117. 07432402117. Menkao on paying to say, Jumede Sunkun and so Ebaso na we a year just this Saturday, Ebaso 29th. So for I didn't say so for Lamti and so for Lamti and so say Jumede Sunkun or the ba UK Abontin so I just say UK edition of the Hearts of Worship. Now on Inuaba Esther Smith. It's Saturday, the 29th August 2026, time near 5 p.m. sharp. Now, a Bula Land International 6 West Moreland House and Cumberland Park, Scrubs Lane, London NW 10 6RV. A free entry and a free car park. It's about being free, Abraham Lanti Ministries and the Bula Land International Ministry and the Jumedians of the UK edition of the Heart of Worship and the Apostle Abraham Lanti na alongside Inuaba Esther Smith into say a free car park a baso West Moreland House a Cumberland Park Scrubs Lane London NW 10 6RV, the ancient and so Hot Digital Online UK and OT and pay Jasi Ebusia Kweku Nkrumah any the entire family and so Kaiwa no pay say one mame Mrs. Ya Nyaku our free mono featured the Ashanti region Nikuno Mr. Reverend Robert Nyaku na mo Jan ho root Nana ya Obobi UK, Mrs. Angela Takra, Mami Asedatele, and Mrs. Priscilla Dinchi, Mrs. Claudia Dapa, siblings, Mr. Stephen Amwatin Ghana, Ante Ukia Ade, any Mami, Sof Mami, Akusue Chan, and Friday, Ayochna Echi, burial service in Bebas War, Trinity Presbyterian Church of Ghana, London, postcode E12 OLQ. At 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Cemetery no at Green Axe Canal Park Cemetery at 2:30 p.m. Now a yenu beba so Harris Academy 29th postcode near XC15 5 Delta Zebra at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now Thanksgiving service beba so Christ Redeemer Church International from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Progress Hall London postcode XC9 1SL. Tianshan so in principal and so. On the 5th September, and papa nimpong Mr. Stephen anane Amankwa aka Udikro and ne yene bebaso United Reformed Church Grange Park Road into Yanshan so elho and to wait me afraid your principal 079132 32778 and my hill that was 079 323 2189. Now so say Nana Kwam was 079-494-933 and 93990. Tienshanusu Elho. Epapenya 73 years. Basis and Namio 158 5869 and 9070. Leighton Station and as a central line station and it's suffragette line. And then Che Bedin Commando pay na ya twa bedin so yitin semni bi na Wednesday. Tienko enimna into
Your
right, so Yanko in 92 made in strength 0790-844-333802. Now Yanko in him. I say miracle working God. And Naposu anope 15 minutes past 9 o'clock anope, and to my TikTokers. Nana Sewa Evelyn, Maxwell Okono, so I join you in life anope. Shout out to all of you.
You the blind, you caused to the dead last rose and then he rose again.
Raj, don't show me anope. Church of Bebre. Miracle working God. Yeah, we call line Sweden command upon 0790-844-3338. Nana Kwame also join your life on a pay. Miracle working God. I mean, she'll be a
miracle working God. Under your wings, we abide.
All right, you call line Sweden and command upon. I'm saying to you.
Mr. Valentine, good morning.
Morning. Now, what you say?
Oh, but I didn't need their chair. So the other chair now, what do I be dressed in game? I was that to a Juma Wee. Concon count. One show with the normal, what the name Yansan, would the year Jimmy. Obi or baby, I become some credit. One credit and toy a cataramaso and Tony de a dog so Ghana for your 2 almost for almost so tea. See the almost so over Yan. Mr. Valentine, I no pay the Michia Mammy or buyer, now by radio is sooner, that's him. Any dickness in an anna. And my main cow or moody or Mubasu or Becca, Ghana and Semi no Pewami at a Bini Mustafa Bandi, and then they were who said Casapa, a whom here. Ye 2 almost for no more pusa or baby. Mutu or mammy, a time and 1 year, I said Ghana for me be. Mammy no papa more bra. I don't chase will be papa and mammy bra. Let's go, dear. Oh, my young dear, and Ramuni. Are they? Yes, sir. What is said to Anamoa, Wabrabo, and see ye. And a big Sammy Genfi. Sammy Genfi, no, cut it. One man and a Kufuado, just a woman can be or Cassa, any Cassa, just as they grow before your money post you. As Cassa up in your markets, or Cassa to them. Papa, none of me see an interview. Now, me never got a journalist for no Bugana now. Almost one of your point. A man for I say, you do as I'm not too. Be so any papa, express in the set. Actually, I won't walk a bra. I'm looking at the Japon class. I look at the Japon class in the Japon. Up in your markets. Over politics, 23 years. No, I just said, me see an interview. I don't know what they could have given. Wasn't you know, public a year cry? Canadian phone, not to say, a kitchen now, Canadian phone talk with you and they know more. Then what would this security say? We say, what Janana for the council? Only a president in nicknames I can see it. Send the cocoa, your friend said, Galamse, dig gun of woe. Say, young, just all the good word, and I so many dasu. Said the end, say, economy. And okay, well, your president, a no mason, and open for boy, crown for man. Malam the Busa and the president Mahama and no mason. Now, maybe on him, no open for say, any 1 year press conference in no time. Galam say, she said, what dear say, a 2 net, a twitchina. A dear, yes, you say, a dear say. Now, may that Patrick so. Now, may the come, some say. They say, what the 50 pounds of crack or Ghana, or say, quality and quantity. Quality in the quantity, and any day. Mostly economy now your year, and you may have cost about Papa. Say, what the 50 pounds of crack for now. And you didn't talk you or may. Okay. Mostly your my dear Nayafo. And so first, 50 pounds, what the come out woman. And you told me, be our own Casa, what's it over? Say, about Papa, but what I am talk, what is it happening to this is going to be naturally or pay. Next year, can I have some probably Papa Soman? Also, I only for buyers, me that is no me part of me, the million party, and the commerce and the chairman, you know, Ghana and someone. Valentine, the Apoteti radio station, I'm so about to meet him. It's a maybe a more mind down and intimidatas. Intimidate and Betmas, Mamma, make a muscle. When I was my by Papa, put to Kronga, more pension, would be more hospital, when you're 3 hospitals at the airport, Monaco free education, you do a Kronga. Now you cry with me. Yeah, many years, your man, and your man, and your man, ye, Mopa, and True, I'm going to be in your conference, Mimicry, come. I buy food for the back. That's one for the crazy man. I maybe who any massive. And I'm afraid when you have over radio, you know, to fresh. And then, Kwame Peckham, Kwame Tim Smith, Aqua David, Aqua Yamisha, or Pa.
I'm so end us, Kwame Peckham, ain't you, uncle?
You'll do me that shit. Na mentia in about Mammy Sewa, of course, I may have bought a basso. And Union Mamma, Mete Dickness and Nananka, Dimansa. And of favor, my main pay tribute to a French legend, dear a musician, American. I know my attention was more a Dory Patton. Growing up, or inspired by those. And young and tears were free man of pay or more boho. I mean, for the currency. Although they are not who do God in person, we send your main questions on it as a menu didn't come with. And he, I mean, for the currency. Senya, almost a Ghana man of sending why a papa, in where ye and so Macunim. Now, near Tisan, Senya, and all Boma the ample time has to be given to somebody. Or no, where did he attend? And made capital out of it. And then now you are buying, and the same person turned around.
Yes, he's a repentant.
And she said, "Certain beginner who call a kufa the sir or ye come for." At a point, Krano he had to be restrained. Oh, just say, in way. Attended now, dear, and yes, a catraman pro, and only I say, oh, what did I name your co social media so I owe? And in China make us a Ghana man yourself above for papa. Otherwise, how could we spend ample time in listening to such a person? But in the interest of democracy, I will say to you, be I don't know, saying cry, someone you could say, what's a year, who year, Juma. Was a lose power. And near my own person was so crowded, and no, now and now I listened to Yankuru for once on the 3rd of October, the national affairs election for executives, Basel. And when you listen to Nkuphobia or more to me, especially for Afoko, he didn't convince me, and on the OBS program. Ocean Sendia now Bisasa buy we say or buy a dear now with me Amano, how would you ascribe a positive marks on your mama? Or to hope Bobo Bonnie and maybe Meshania. They are now more efficient Refiana. Also Bisana who questions say then he suspended me. And now his explanation I mean did say yet Tikuma Peter Chikaho or buy a caho, yen your choice petition or no Quabeja Pong. Said they should be fired. And we thank God, sir, we've never regretted such a good for you. Wouldn't say you are free and you to me a winner to me. Yet a year, a friend say, I catch it, a year meeting and a meeting at the life at NDC office. And then you come back again. What do you take us for? Now, let's say, I'm a boy, your mama will be any personal attack. And there's no way I'll bet me a describable a friend saying, Namamui. Other than abysmal performance, who you should say, Obi and Kawu, who says, Abri will do my own. That's Obu my say. And I had general crimes, oh, yes, oh, Casa, or Malquayon. And into the people are forced to vent their frustration, talk the way they should talk in any avenue, be a Mubenya Bia. Because Senkasabe will be near my year, or buy a 24-hour economy. Senkawo execute judiciously. And no man can bet me a caso when you're here or a question said in Yanza or buy a who's a near master, a time personal. But that's not what we are saying. And then how do we express our frustration at a manner? You shouldn't say because we'll see us in Yanza, Sabrin, Obua Mamua, Ebima. na yɛnhu ne saa no ɛdeɛ na yɛnyɛ enti yɛbɛserɛ abatoɔ wɔ nsunsuansoɔ ebi ne nea yɛhu ɛna adwumayɛfoɔ ɛrekam obiara ɛteam galamsey yɛ agye nsere pɛ yɛrekɔ hefa and you buried your hope in Mahama ɛne baabi a yɛrekeka kɔ saa berɛ yɛnsuo nyinaa sɛn ɔno a promise yɛ sɛ yɛnkɔ le total ban ami sɛ nyansa common sense will tell you sɛ yɛnhɔ to for a while yɛma mining bibia mmra na wie ɛne ɛne ɔmo ntena ase sɛ baabi a yɛnsa ase yɛnsuo environment no ɛsi sɛn no yɛntumi ne ɔmo ntena ase ɛyɛ blue guard yɛ a wokɔte ɔmo valentine bi sɛ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ɛdeɛn paa what impact effect bɛn na saa adeɛ wei yɛnya no one is yet to go and then market people are also expressing their worry now se ni bia be ka so ma men pebe bi mo ansa na ma sha ya bubu market u fitin ya jon sana u bubu market ne go ada u da wo na so yes
ya da si akwade bi ntio na Francis ni
yeah Francis
okay ntio
Van good morning.
Yes, sir.
Man, I hope my dad, you know, it's Asante Achim, not part of Ghana. MP Achino, according to criminality Achino. Why is it no by-election? Speaker, until I made a speaker, no. I don't like the speaker. Or you authoritarian too much. Who's the uncle be our home? Asante Akim for no, a better no mania mpuntuo. Ono Patrick Obejina also Asantini. Why are you not canvassing for the people of Asante Akim? Say, Omo MP, what you're implicating what? And my bonny or any action. Why should Ghana be stand still because of him? Ghana doesn't belong to him.
Okay.
Asante Akim for mpuntuo, right? Yeah, Pempuntu. And I asked Antimamunitra. And as I must have Bandi, no. Look, the interview, no, it was rubbish. Look, or a very jealous guy, or a vindictive one from one people. The case of can say reconciliation be anymore. And yet, the tone of it, look, he thinks he has power. He should calm down. And MPP election, look, we've done a reconciliation, which people shouldn't go back. Afoko say it won't help our party. Why are we so? Look, we don't forgive a war. Sometimes we forgive and forget. That's our life. You move forward. Van, also be your baby. Now Jemu, now call anymore. That's how you move forward. As a Usika, you don't look for the money again. Once you are alive, you will make that money again.
Okay.
Afoko, that man have invested a lot on MPP. Sami Crab, look, we should forget about the past. MP and this boy, at the end of Guzitano, Guzitano is part of the government. We should be thinking about something that will move us forward than every time. And where is it? That will not hold water with the MPP. We don't want it that way. That's how we always go backward. We shouldn't do that. We should be a united team, a united front.
All right.
No, but
you see, the problem with some of your parties who are complaining bitterly about the coming back of Afoko is that the issue, like you have been very vociferous in attacking the government, they don't see the same trait of accusation or criticizing the government. So they see it like it's like a lame horse who has come back to be silent, to be welcoming the party, which is not helping the party because you are very attractive of accusing the other side, and he's not doing so. That is what they are saying. Don't you think you have to compliment what they are saying?
At the end of the day, it's up to our delegates to elect a leader. And who they feel is good, they're going to elect him.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, electing a part of our team. He will be campaigning for us.
Okay.
He will be part of the MPP. Good. He's not going to be part of NDC. We should forget that.
Thank
you.
All right. What for you?
Ofa yo michia munyina adia meka ho asem ye galamsey na sha galamsey we are the head of state say Mahama we are the head of state ya na amam for their warring not a single day pass here the people are not talking about galamsey and yet you are silent without saying a word in one now I'm passing a disgraceful you are not fit to be a president. And the idea here, but we shouldn't keep our mouth shut. This is the Biamaka. Young Quada and Umprangquada says 18 and was your family to go. Aquadan is a cessation of life, everything. Cacre Binu, Intimisra Bano, saying Mahon Deuro. Now, so in future, there is change of government. People will be called to answer. Necessary Biadukotum. Now, we both as a to Galam saying what you say about they will see. And so I'm your hungry. Now, there's a call to sentence you are not a wasam. And the people should be aware in future the case is pending for them to answer. And keep it for. And I get to me a new American. I have best an answer. British government was see down 70,000. A man called for a friend social housing. A man called for them. One call International Monetary Fund, a cobabosu, or no one catoko. Yancy Uncle Cassie, your international community called a cockpabosium. If you are saying you have to have confidence and believe yourself. And then I was saying, yes, a minister, no, you are Cassie and consider that way. Or distributors can I'm a local authorities, no, according to specification. And they say, one more plan and a change kakra. Said the nine year. And then this year, you won't say a call for a share. Then no other any day, a call parliament, a cut to your dear board, and no beauty or the inside to Nalano. A piano club, but they were baby over the Pudenia. Now she can want some. Society houses, one more creating, creating thousands of jobs for people to do. This was, yeah, sometimes I'm only send the British government a policy and
social housing activists now complaining.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Jeffrey, ain't you?
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. A chairman, you know, no pay. People, you know, chairman, you know, no pay. Now, they wake us also say, Sami Jemfi, what a penty.
Bandi. Mustafa Bandi.
I repented. That or repented that Bandi or no, so mean at the same scale. Or repented that
I say, I attempted the win here until I didn't see.
Oh, sir. What benefit you know?
I'm trying to say, well, Fedio who said, here.
I'm referring to Edward, I was trying to build a line of statement, but I'm sure now I am. Now, Mekacho say, Your mama, officer Ghana Fuina, Yina, Yajune, a form, and she was coming. We see what in Nimos. Almost Copati, Galapsi, and
that's right.
At the same time, somebody say, now your gold production will form. Na Galamsi Abeboama production na de ekosoro.
Okay.
Then teacher said, "Nine was now you would is come here, yes sir. You don't mean what he was saying." And I'm like,
okay.
Because at one breath, we say we fight Galamsi. In another breath, we see Galamsi na Boama you go production kosoro. So, say, bomb of production cost there. How do you create a group of compatible home? Now, or scammer. So, that guy is a scammer. Your mama is a scammer, number one. Them say, Ghana for being penny bree, by any mode, what I say. Because, she say, I know, Galamsi, let's say, say, you, but I will say, and them say, good production cost, what to be more moon die. No, nipa wait me a president money. Such a scammer, it me a president money.
Okay.
Me the Badrosi.
Tata you from Bono region.
Medawasi. Na menchia bibia utie mi na no pay. Na amdora menyani dimboda. Chiano Manchester. Minia se obi sunda ebi. Sebi so obi wada neswade hu bi. Obi gini se sebi galamsi e koso wo ira mama prince ano beja ya no nipa ko no. Onyane. Esan se ebra ira kufadu si nkete se obesi galamsi ano no. Pe onu no nsem o kan ye. Eni yeru akokupu ahin ekọ galamsey site ekọhye omon kran se omon to abane mo omon no de omon ba omon motu yeru mama say obema omon amnesty se brofuka se mo so ka amnesty a se ni pa ko ba ni freedom se me sisi a ma free Ghana na me ba America ana se me ba London me ka se me amnesty a e wo se America ban eso mi mu no mami aduani di o mami dan dem free me yare a America ban be hwe me nti de galamsey for manya freedom enam say o se o nkran no mutu aban man
okay
ena me ni o kasa USC e o kan amos me de mi sabe simbo aka say na amos no o mutie say o mfa mbo galamsey for mba na o muntu o mo na titi gate ho tama atunu ehin ko forest no omo babo ban se omo mo nkura forest no e na mosfoa ene onim omo wura forest mu twadua na omo ati boys alaji konzada ati boys bi afọ ene omo nda forest na no ene omo lead NDC fo de ko forest ko twadua na omo de omo pie eru akufuado ni kufuo ba ya omo ya reforestation be dua nua akufuado be dua nua ene tanua no ena mutwa NDC ba Ghana bibia mfa no ho Ghana be yewu hyenye ye onye NDC ni ba bia dwene ni omum mpanyifo nyina ndi Ghana die be ne ye die aboa o Ghana America o moto bi o se American first nti o mu kira akora de o mu de wura ne mu se wonyina ema wo ye de me hia o ma America hia first
okay
by NDC first before Ghana.
Yati.
Moment to abani you next 4 years baba. And I said 2028 abai. Moment fee and in 20 NDC. Na you about me made president. That's
Mama thank you.
Yo, na me da wasi since mkonkone plana katsa. Da wasi since mkonkone. Yo, Ghana fo Ethiopia. Ebi bɛka dɛ ɔmeɛngya insult na yɛndwene Ghana ho. Na the same Ghanaians to yɛntaase. Na sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛde afoba na nsɛm a ɔnyɛ nokwar. Dɛ yɛacontinue dɛm ara na Ghana no yɛakɔ yɛnyim anaa yɛakɔ yɛkyir. We are going backwards. Ma ɔyɛ mo ho yi dɛ ane da bi bɛka dɛ oh, yeah, prophetess and so. The Maramatan, President Akufo-Addo. The beginning of President Nekamena during a large Fuguno, the days, a Bakokra, no one here, prophetess. The prophetess, no one who desert. And so there's a spirit in me that even is powerful than her. I can't change there. There were question marks. Anyway, Munkamasem, I am who the president, Akufo-Addo. Age, I met you back. I campaign for him. His age doesn't matter. I'm pencil busy, so I can't see any other. I'm called hospital, I'm called for the 8 good years. Nanyimpa, I see you are fighting as a president. at there. I do back for them, see. Now, what could you like a China? Not a Chinese. And then small fun on Kagano. I bet smell yeast. Baby, a cocoa war, and smell yeast war. Ghana his number, Papa. That's what can Ghana his center back and there. Yes, tatters and the pull from a zoom there. Now, 10 months, what about pot, as a coquin in a way drilling in her. Bamia, my banser bear also good for oil. No, Messia for Miss Mamuku, Messia for no, I won't soon. Was the wind and they went there tonight. Because was a golden word about the chairman. No, where what life and I just talk all day, I will stop with them saying, no, nothing.
No matter what it, when you have
Chinese for
no matter.
No, and I excavated 10,000 to smell it, and I smell it on the
Mamata.
But there are some time ago, they were avoiding.
Mamata,
and I don't know how you
and then God. Let's see. What's Uba Bishop or Fanny Joanna Jan or MP? What's Uba Bishop or Fanny Joanna Jan or your Galamsini or a parliamentarian? Oh no, and Kanuasem. Why they them?
Not get him saying was a Biaraba, and I didn't a president a little okay. Nebian some cat there, never nor the Chinese.
What's the girl? No, what's the lady? No,
this man will be finishing me.
I was of you Western region, girl, no, the Western region, or MP, or you be, or no, and until they can ask them now.
Ornamented. It's when the man busy in small. From Kuntuma, Yajaba, a London and some years in your Kuntuma. And then Bibia Biara, Nesantifu, will Copenhagen, by Jeffy
and Petra, my matter, we are Pentoquado. What's up, you?
Yo, Mr. Hoa, good morning, Opinion. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Kwame Greenwich, my chair, bra. Ben and Zedi, Wahumani, Yanadi, Babitina, chair, and anyway, a Kusiwa, a jack. I open so my people for me, be a foot and the moment they say. For focus so far, Yamin, what I say, me call by BB Koya, the enemy Kushia, for focus, a Ninia, a bad nice guy, or the cross here is the opposite move business is because Ghana. I mean, you are share. Bemba, Jinaho, no Dean, Common, and I said, for it in the shop at Mava. A bear economy, there be American people, 1 a or more, coffee for young boys, you are more bow, almost how or more party. I know the Guamma from Hube. Some of them to advantage. Also, a chairman, I used to look at your crackers and be a bear cracker for now. A compensation could lead as a chairman for now to say a best shape party because we need them in parliament. That's one party.
Who's a party in the good? I don't know if you saw Musi.
Because go, may see the iron actually. This year, I don't
know how to come from Munjan Namun transfer. Now I know they won't pay, so better transfer. But those MPP in Belgium, have you speaking for them? And we should be a cheese on the agenda. Because I won't say, I don't know, Mumba, Namu Bonipa Bakudin, into Munja or Monomonio Madi, and you know.
Me talk also Mechira Mahama, the Ghana social media Daroma, but there be an easy for ya, me don't want to say. Now, no, or more support to Ashanti region, youth, no, I'm more be some studios, or more broadcasting projects here, because it's very important. So investment, no, my day. Said about meeting a project in your my cost one. Now, which are the whole Ghana is under construction, right? We share me a medium, Uberkumasia, yes, I saw me. Linking road to a friend, a friend is a Bremai, now we should foot travel, shops or the hard. But a Jubel cost of the device, and I'm a by holidays in a Matrin anymore.
Yeah,
said a bear. I don't best track shots they would do on a regular for taxi. Be able to book more baby. Opa, what to Joe or Naja, would be for much when you spill it, said that out can on Naja. We are what was Aba, the American make catch us at Galamsey and Yankasi be Bejayo, ye be protect one Mr. Consume. And dear Susway and Vi, and the yes, Sabi Bejan and any chamber you to the Sabi, a command to a mobile shape to the level that is a Munko Zubian.
I'm almost saying sassy. And you should worry.
Yes, Sammy, we are back at us. A 20 years, you back us what near the association your man.
Crime, the Galam say a crime.
Would have been bad. By any so, you know, man,
what you be, what you be able to say, Galamsey, or the Nassassia Mubia Galamsey, watch not to. Now, all the way Galamsey, I was with media, Mayor Galamsey.
My collector, as I said, I would to meet that, then the Encrophone 2 foot true, and or so more caution or more quack, our more expecting to say, if you are a good or someone other, but I wasn't confirmed.
Galamsey, no, what is saying, Sassy, you're just
by and no, Moody, you bet your drone at how I protect line and Encrophone. You be 2 years, yes, your man. Why?
I got evident you.
Mr. Valentine, that's every young show. If I look at him, Kwame, look at his here, any fail, and any particular Miano. Oh, but I say, and Colancola would be. So as a moment, the Colanian Sabin Colancola, a clock of Vietnam. I see the noon, if you can say. But I would have said, and I'm okay, also or Vietnam. So we shall from. Moba Munyam Colancola said, Colancola 7. Mupe afokwa mumafano kwai sabodi obia and MPP ne pese o discipline bia MPP pese o discipline bia no sakofo na back wo mu o na ye papa mo ne papa enti mo ankasa nte sabi so mo dwem no sabo ne obi kobo ma akia enipa mo fi so ya de no onam betu so da amamo opponent na we mi aye nkola na fede fe sab ne ade enya asanto je nkwa ne Ghana and you are saturated qua any gun. I asked if we are be a dear woo. And I want more the Beccabian or Betimasi. Now, Santinipa, not you would dog or Santinipa. The Mugake and Pushino. Oh, Ghana soon. I just saturated qua and Eddie Ghana. The money will pass it, he will pass it, he will pass it. Kumasi, I saw me in Tetageno. Obia or Shasiano. And you foot to the river. What shall say you foot to the river? And you be here, and I'm about a Muslim mobile. Munyas, the representatives as a ticker, the question me can create. So, and this is form, pan and a free military room, say a pumnipa baby, nay, quick pumnipa. So, and this is for, and before the free military room, and anchor, or my political party, and you can end this for selling Quebec. So, and this is for and before any a quote about 2012, 2013, Supreme Court 8 months and at Wiga a day 4.5 minutes a man judgment wrong. Cassandra can end this for Beckham. Saka LP before and what we need former president, former vice president. Kaya MP prepare so and can you write a miss for who ya? Can get and this worker. Oh, I must say, oh, my yafe, can you know, because Kufadu and you quam, or Papa Club, Mamma Club, and a Kufadu and you quiet, not just a Kufadu, Ghana so papa, or not, I say, it depends on one more, to shut up. Into one Casano went or Casaria, and I said, the way we are because we need our okay. So, dear you're a mamma, opinion what you attempt about Ghana, say you're a mamma. Me can't grant you. What the ultimate dear, we did trap, and no more winning attempt. And then the woman can say, attempt the universe. Now, one I can attempt the over so, I've done you're a mamma, it is for the attempt. And then when I'm a bank's statement. Eddie MP before you know, the question was when is car MP before the a Belmont 209. And the person would not too much on Modiska. The person, it's a pan and more people. We say, Patrick, and one more guy. Nini, Nakwas, a Ruhuna B, Nakwas, a good dear B. Nini, and dear pan and more people. We are here. Dear pan, but yet the Ghanaian Yamama. Jibe pa na mbuja. Ba onye boy.
All right, yeah, that's it. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, hello, one here.
The one and only Francis.
Now, how was your?
Oh, I'm in the sound.
That's who I'm a friend. I say, what could
Because to the Panda for 3 weeks.
Oh, we are not,
anyway, your friend is saying, and let me tell you, Jeffrey, the choice of words and a bit harsh. So, Fred, your president saw your scam and so say, and for that, because I said, no more, people was on about me. I can't cry, I said, and catch a liar. So, by then, free for all, a team piano president, and it's okay. Mr. Nanato cry and excellency, then don't cry no more. But one home, no one tolerated that. But Nano, Moko position there, you know, choice of words if you feel manoba. If you feel now, no, will be now, before I will obey a phone in session. Now, one and a Kasana or Kasa
Mustafa Bandi.
You want to me, honor.
Mustafa Bandi.
Oh, man, he hit the nail right on the head. You around, said no. And then you to be afraid defend they want to me. And then you sit there now, question all. You who ye. Yera Korea, be need to say, because I don't have mind and question my mind. It's a sabe, my say. Then I am sure who I feel. So you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem because of politics in tea. No crano, won't mean standing up and can't. Because in that year, one to me, it's almost the same. No, when you say, it's all about so good. You couldn't me and question and say, nah, the near hide behind NPP and NDC. Because the anymore, whereas I never be should transcend politics. But Mamma Matapao, or speaking from the heart, because we're who dear, Galamsa in the community. And some more can is true.
But I'm going for the baby. I don't mean I don't know more. I'm going for the baby on to me. I don't any problem. Because I got to say selective justice. What was that, Francis? You when we are fighting this Galamsey menace, now you're selective. We cannot find the root cause because somebody is in power using the power machinery to abuse what we are criticizing all about. So if you are pontificating, say, Wound to me has done something wrong. We agree. But why it should not transcend on other people who are also doing the same thing? And only amount for problem.
Wound to me, layers and layers of problems. So, honestly, wound to me, layers and layers. And again, so this guy has some serious wealth on the backs and pains of poor people. About Tangana, I am Mumuna, almost side to me be defended. I am my heart breaks for Ghana. It breaks for Ghana.
But you keep mentioning one person. Francis, you keep mentioning one person. Is it because of vindictiveness or hatred?
I think so. I'm able drug baron, popular one, yeah. Pablo Escobar. Don't know why they had drugs. As I said, you
just say, want to me no or a camping, want to me a camping.
Your friend, camping in and she said, "Oh, be some more bound. I am nice. Oh, I know.
No, but what we are saying, you want Francis, you want selective justice. There can I say. Now, want to me is not there. The preponderance, and they say, fine, he's been jailed for the crime he was purported to have committed. But still we are experiencing the devastation of our bodies, our water bodies. You are not talking about it.
And nobody says by just the jailing of one person, the menace will stop.
All right.
Nobody said that. It's just like prostitution, drugs. Work in progress. I must admit.
A work in progress. Francis, you are in UK, you know the laws. They talk about democracy in this country. You know, say, when you to me in this country, now he has been committed, na China. There are other persons who are even in government, they will arrest you and prosecute you. You know that will happen. Why are you being selective in your justice?
Say other people swear
Okay. Yati. Quickly, na phobia time. No, me. I ask you. I'm being hypothetical in my questions. Francis, you don't be vindictive in your analysis. I'm just being hypothetical to straight you. Say, when you happen to be a person who has been assigned a duty to take that security check, say, will you take that you say, oh, media one side, won't mean America. Apart from that, no be a galamsey, I don't talk about it. That's your production. And that's why I'm worried about you. Okay, all right.
Because that Mustafa Bandi, spoke so eloquently.
Okay, all right. Yati.
Was answered well.
Okay. That's it. Thank you very much. Also for you, Nyankuliho.
That's it. Mamintia na MJT for na Minister of Ward Instrument, the President. Yena Aqua David, Mr. Wadaruma. Me the last book is over 90, then I was like, wow.
Oh, the 90. Oh, yeah, 90. One of the just already 90. Only 90.
Oh, last one, no, kind. No, catch
up.
And I'm not grown. Oh, okay. All right. But no great Aqua David here in the grower. You buy come with substantive issues. And unfortunately, we won't crop on the no be any personal. Well, in this we come with substantive political issue. Valentine, you're talking about selective justice.
Yeah.
And why to me?
Yeah. And he's the only person who has been labeled and has been bastardized for all these years. Meanwhile, we have kingpins who were mentioned in the NDC government party. But it is silence and nothing has been done. So it is like when you do that, another person takes center stage. Because today I read a portion about parking the court, the ramifications of parking the court. I read it. 1937 in America, one president who initiated a policy said, let me park the court. In the long run, it went quotidiano into, I'm saying, we have a trajectory of the next regime, and that's a change of regime. So why are we doing it as if, you ever say you're building NDC court and want to build MPP court? Because what you are doing, if transparency is not being equitable, and I say you need the equitable remedy, this will be a trajectory. It will bring vindictiveness. Don't you think it's dangerous for all of us?
So are you now talking about the judiciary or about the
I'm not talking about the judiciary place, but I'm talking about the transparency of governance. Because in the first place, Wontumi has become the decoy who has been sentenced into prison for all this Galamsey thing now. Even we thought he did Galamsey, but on the nutshell, he gave his mining concession to somebody who was being convicted for a law that has been repealed by amendment. I'm saying, when we keep doing that, because Francis on this platform has consistently mentioned Guntu. Meanwhile, people on the background are doing exactly the same thing. So why are we not exercising the duty?
You've used the right word, background. Yes. So my question to what you were saying is, how did Untumi come to the foreground or the front line? And I just don't want to believe it, you are assuming, there are people affiliated to the current government who are involved in Galamsey within this 1.5 years, and I said 2 years that the president came on.
There are a lot of them, because even
who recently started engaging in Galamsey, and I said even there already, who asked he was there.
We know what is going on, but I'm saying that you're building an economy, no BBA. And yes, for partners, anybody who is doing the same application should also face the full.
So that's the question: how How did Wontumi come to the front line?
And that's why we are saying that it's going to be like political persecution. That's what we are suggesting.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's an engine why we urging say if there are people, especially the MPP for now, raising or pointing, accusing fingers, say, a binding crop one can say galamsey no.
President Nakra can.
Yeah, Omunko NDC for Honko Bisa on say a quambe so no more fire mutima to me by the front line. Now so yes, fast on farm crop on front line. And I say, Untumi no ko yi gold or TV so extra sikako kono. Could it also have caused him to come to the front line? And maybe I know no compare as a man because if you're more no, or won't go to TV so you go to
we go
where they be the massive can make coming.
Not just as someone who came, it doesn't amount to punishment.
I mean, they say, how did he come to the front?
I didn't know.
I'm also interested to
know. I know where you are coming from, but I'm saying that if per your argument, that means that the judgment was based on persecution and vindictiveness, but not the law. If what you are saying is perceived,
the judgment were based on the charges.
Because see,
and the charges
I want to scrutinize the kind of rendition of judgment we give in our disposal as a dispensary. So I don't want a situation where a regime will come and the people will say, I don't know harsh because it's going to be a tug of war when we don't take time.
That is where my problem lies on a particular person. I think the charges were there. He had a lawyer, he fought for him, and he has been tried. But Valentine, last one. Andra, Mameka said me frère Obaya on telephone. Meaning number, meaning Kasai. Jumedi we are soon I can say. Obabi did you expect people to pay for the fund. It was on this same platform.
You said you are an intellectual in politics. So we talk about your intellectual property.
Yeah, but this is personal.
It is something that you should know. It's trivial. So you put it in the bin. You don't have to follow. We are making a valid point. We are having a discussion. No. The point is that Obaya. No, listen. The point is that it was a voluntary order from the station.
I understand.
So why did you have to go and mention Obaya's name? Leave Obaya alone, and then
no, I'm not saying. I'm not.
So don't follow suit. Don't follow suit.
What I was saying is, Emanim Bomi di
say Ube in some of kind on
Valentine. Okay, you crack. I say,
make Giant Man Tokwa now. You bear my Giant Man Tokwa. Lee uncle.
Yo, Valentine, my Minchia, Madame Ella. And you know, I have a cousin in Annie, Omomonam Council, Barney.
Time not soon to be a Nam Council.
Oh, sir.
Boy,
all right, I'm a big fan of Bakopane, Dollar Patton, the man, rest in peace, because what do you do with Yasipa, my Necrano?
Leave me, sir. We investigator now.
What's it?
We investigator. About certain things, because sometimes you know people's biography and history. I just want to be inquisitive here. But I remember my own. And same year, I would take a caca, so sometimes I find it very difficult to understand. Okay, because when I'm one in same year, I will raise me say, hey, Nali, no, home office. Okay, uncle, Yentu, okay, Yaki. I don't be.
Interview. Also, starting I'm saying with the 8 years, 8 good years, 8 years. Then the word the sinner, you know, Gusuya. Correct, I say, was sending me so I send war. Omoya campaign a vice president or Banco Honoma Koya can be a check and serious and Oyen and Sa. Bow. Moba Moma cano, name wood to me because I have Santini.
Now, who do I ask Santini? If enough.
Well, if enough for cry, whatever.
No, the point is that when you were in power, there were certain kingpins who were involved on the other side. You didn't make any attempt to arrest them, to prosecute them. So now they've used you as a decoy. And why are you complaining? Because you have the exercise to do that, but you didn't do it, because this is an existential threat to all of us. But you didn't do that. So now you are complaining because they have the mandate, say, they said it before they came to power. Not so?
Akufo-Addo in the first 4 years, Galamsey was also Okaso in the presidency betuano.
Okay.
Also, who says everything was okay until you acquire election now. A year Galamsey areas in a Lucian, we're not going to allow ourselves to be used as a scapegoat. And I'm out for status or mood. Oscar Levy or we are okay. Only a friend Oscar Levy, no MP will win. I have for not trying to sue, almost to join any idea one. No, and the moon count. Or no, so how long you more ordinary? You what NDC, MC, or no, Galamsey for no, where trap one taxes, no digit. Every day, Pia or Coco digits can war more. Penny Acoso, Yami, any abandoning, but sitting there, no investigation is going on. Oh, ain't no more than 1 year. Like Ghana, never had no mono. I say, yeah, a boy in United so because what the Chrome have crowned our bush for a day, ever, on Benusu, on Bediani, Ninano, and Yama Roman, they will get it.
Okay.
Now, let me come to a year.
Quickly.
And I saw said, I need can be said. Let me see, one more dear Jumana Masami Jamfi. No need experience be and he found on cost starting. Now one doesn't need me as someone who can wait as someone to work as I know what does me also be once and always as a question. Chroma no Cola no eh? Some of the cock or pet to maybe I almost started job experience for you'll be cry on McDonald's near it. And then and as some agency on one year Jumata, Moko Yeno, a whole CEO. I only job experience be because Okope Juma Kroma, you be so one out Copeno. You be so how many years now? Why you were Jumanum? Position opening, yes, Ben with the experience Ben 1 year. You be so when the Yanyan is so, you buy any account in the Koto. So what is that? A year country director no IMF now started call radio stations say interview. What it be?
Yeah.
Well, as I'm kind of young shit, me crying so say. She can't know the man a year Sami Jamfino. A 133 billion Ghana cedis. But worth of gold on the coin, a 128 billion Ghana cedis. So where is the 5 billion?
Yes, you are the bag with so very empty. Like you to so very
Oh, so no need no in terms of reference, you know, and yet Sikano new D or say, or person who say accounting loss and I say.
I try to see why. Not just you who the baby is can fire, and I no.
She can't dear. And you will never move 2029 about Penone first year, because Valentine, when Yama cost on a time, Kakaya, Aqualay, Samijan fee boy, or yeah. Now, what's the British Gavin, yes, we are, and cover overside and Cababa, a basic Ghana, and perform no more, I dare see a Kufado so. And no be a ding.
Okay, that's it.
And never know Casa says here, 22 billion. Ghana ni be a population of war, including unborn child. Ghana ni be a Cobetuano. I 6,607 old Ghana cities, which is 667 Ghana cities.
Okay.
And then over to you, Saka way, 6,607 million Ghana cities. Then over to you. 22 billion. You baby alpha. You want your baby able to me this and able to me the eye. And then when the Bank of Ghana governor Yokika said your reserve will swat by 1.2 billion. And then that's what they.
Yatili, and that's a panel for last call and last call into you.
Good morning, man.
Patrick,
listen, make us we in your call Casseli. Uncle is no time should be near. Because in the at the age of 21 or that 18, he was running hospitality business in Kumasi. I know he's student. Apart from that, no Kumasi may Juma. Apart from that, no a commission director for NDC. I am managed by the number 6 million people. Do I hear Juma? Such aspects in New Hope. Bibisao, Kojo Ponkroma. And you radio so no tea. And on quite minister, dear no, I never casa. Obi o wana juma no de yakwe nim.
But what say? The more can see and say mo be defend this idea, but she a country director. And I'm more can secure the more 133 now 133.
No. I'll come back to that place. I'll come back to that.
Because last me say oh Patrick Oka say cost but then loss. I'm right.
Yeah, cost.
Now other than country director no can say lost because
country director no. He want to know me bisa o sisi an o ha no. Do you know say America be no free mo no. E mo free mo no. President no almost nearly 4 trillion domestic debt.
And Obaka say loss. And when you Obaka say loss.
I can go with that way, but it's going to be a longer time because of a short time.
But do you agree with the Speaker of Parliament to open an inquiry for this particular matter?
Yeah. It will be. Listen, in Parliament, we have Financial Committee, Public Account Committee, and Appropriation Committee. They are all competent committees now. Then they will buy it. Let's not forget, say, Auditor General has audited Gold Board. The reporter, where where the adversary touches are from MPP and other adversaries from where. Mamika Bibijum. Come back up, say, MPP, Mahama, Abisma, performance Abisma. Mekan you may baby. MPP, a bit free soon. Ne exchange rate, saying 17 or 14 to $1. They say a 10 and a 12. Or no, who say a bufferman, a Abisma. Yes, Uncle Petrol. Ne about 17 liters per city, per liter. She says it's nearly about 12. Honestly, a bismarck. If Uncle, what do you call it? Inflation. Inflation will make nearly to 23%. They say 4.5%. Dear bismarck. In the sending yes, so when something is falling down, it's appreciating in Beluna. Near bismarck, Uncle so. I make a baby intro.
Quickly.
Sisino. Busa MPP phone ball me say tap mo yes no I almost say one village one dam dam mo ben ni say eye adwuma wo Ghana e bi ye ho agenda 111 no hospital ben mo mutimi bia na eye adwuma so we mi na say adiko
and no Patrick no de o man pay njoma ama so no ba obetu aso but you see no different
that's what I'm saying
and tell ni one ko be ka say eni ho but ono so ba obetu aso
they say that omso ma wie omo kasa ma we are continuing their good policies
enti no tax base but
policy
Papa maybe so bibi ansa na yapon
the budget no
maybe so bibi ansa na yapon ya wo kan na man for say enye no bedi dey can say ada na mubu market na mubu dan what is happening
only mibusa o akufu ado dudu ko bubu we fen say
katino do biaba dey abiti o na sisi a wo dan I'm saying say I'm saying say why is this Patrick listen no you to
I don't know I don't have the technicalities
so if you don't know is it a good cause because you have a market that has been built if you're not finished you just have to continue and add some edifice. But for now, there's a demolition exercise that is happening in various areas. And then the sector, the person who has been put there as a sector a manager, or say, or you're aware with it. Are you not worried with what is going on?
You see, I'm person of where you'll be law and say, and I say administration, delegated responsibilities.
Okay.
Where your rules ends, and that's where somebody starts. Because in America, Trump buying. What are we doing? Omubu visa obesi efensen, obesi reception hall, an auditorium kasi. Every time I pay for 500. At the end, I send it to sub hospital. So in any administration, there's a capital development. It will not suit anybody. Maybe so. Time I come and come here motor win. The same MPP for we see scanning this year motor. Time here I go some omzi enye bibia. Time osisi educational units no ya santoa St. Louis ni korogro dumasi de kika no mse nye sister no ni eye development it's a pros and cons bia o metima ka bi wa ka wan
that's it
Samia don't go da bo
America. Gold bar. Explain it to Ghana. $1.7 billion. Yeah, they visa. Sikano hey. Sammy Dollar, Sammy Miami, Pepper Mouth, you talk plenty. Sammy with the sharp, sharp teeth. Today the people want receipts. Sammy are on in mathematics. Chen IMF, come and calculate for Ghana. Make the figures make sense. You talk the talk, now answer the call if the number